character pictures in the background here.
What's going on here? There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I hope everybody is doing well this evening. I don't know what this voice is I'm doing, but it's a little outrageous. Hi, and welcome back. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We do appreciate you joining us for the stream. I am very excited for tonight's game. It's going to be very interesting to see what these yahoos come up with. I'm going to give you fair warning that we are down, for the time being, we are down a Leoben. He is dealing with a family thing that he could not, nor should he have, gotten out of. And he will be joining us at his earliest convenience, which will be later this evening at some point. We're not exactly sure when, but he will be joining us. Otherwise, just about everybody else is here. And my cat is rubbing the camera, so if you see it bobbing, that would be why. Because she's decided to be a nuisance. But yeah, hi everybody. Where last we left our intrepid band of adventurers, they had gone to the demi-plane wherein the fallen hero, Lady Morgana, had hid her blessing. They, through complete and utter and terrifying luck, managed to go exactly where they needed to go to get through the death trap as quickly and as efficiently as possible, largely because Katie decided to pick a fight.
Yay, picking fights!
It started it.
It did not. It was just standing there.
It hurt my baby brother.
Therefore it must die.
And that turned out to be the right call, so you're all welcome.
It did. Cat, I swear to God.
You're welcome.
And then once we realized that we had caught one, we promptly decided to nope the fuck out of there, because that was hard enough.
You sure did. So they, upon completion of their mission and receiving the Orbis Flamme, you returned to Rowan Thane Tower for some much-needed R&R and recuperation. Rest, relaxation, and recuperation. R&R. And that is where we left our group. So, without really any further ado, what do you guys want to do? You literally just, bamf, you're back.
Well, and I believe last time we had said that after we bamfed, we would have spent some time getting that rest and recovery, during which we had identified all the shit that we collected.
Correct, which unfortunately Leoben has on his sheet, and we will have to kind of go through and delineate once he's back.
I think we did that off camera last
Did we?
time.
Okay,
but
well, that's
yeah,
good.
assuming that we have rested for a long rest, I guess, at this point. And so now what do we do? Yeah.
Yes, all of that.
Yes.
Well, prior to resting, Kira would have cast Commune.
Okay, that's fair. You cast Commune, you sit down and meditate a little bit on the nature of Zaratsu, and remind me how many questions you get?
3.
3, all right.
We gotta talk. All right. Question numero uno. If we go after Mordecai's stole next, are we going to have to fight to take it?
There's a... It's not so much a pause as a brief hesitation. But then you hear the voice, this kind of, it's the deep, like, sepulchral, dragony voice. But there's a little hint of, like, irritation, not with you, but just in general, and resignation of, probably.
Right. If we go to retrieve it from the bottom of the world, will the plane shift spell work to return us to the tower?
And again, you hear the voice, this time without the kind of same level of irritation and hesitation, just kind of, it will.
Excellent. All right. Last question for now. Is Wolf going to willingly give us his bracers?
All you hear is laughter in the back of your head.
That's not an answer, Zaratsu. Give me an
No.
answer.
No.
Okay. Thank you. We do need to talk soon. If you could, do the whole dream walkie thingy, that would be great, because I have some questions that are not yes or no questions that we need to have a chat about. Okay, thanks, bye.
Amen. Anyway.
Amen.
And then long rest happens. Kira, do you relate the information to the rest of the party?
I will in the morning.
Okay.
There's nobody else picks their spells. It's just me.
Pretty sure it's just you.
Okay. Yeah. Then I won't bother tonight. I'll talk to people in the morning.
Sure. Well, Katie, you pick your spells, don't you, as a druid?
I'm not entirely.
You do. You prepare spells. Yeah. Okay.
I think I don't think it's technically preparing them the same way. I think I can change them in the morning,
You can.
but I don't think it requires like I have to do the thing or else I don't get the spells.
No,
I
you
think it's
just in
if I
the
don't do
morning
thing,
you're
I
like,
don't
this is
change
just
them.
I want this spell, I
Well-
want this spell, I want this spell.
We'll talk in the morning.
Okay. So you rest, you put some salve on those burns, you ease the ache of having gotten pummeled by an iron golem. You say a few choice words about Lady Morgana to whatever god you think is listening, and you rest. And the next morning, probably a little before and a little after, Adira spends some time kind of identifying the various items in question. So whatever Leoben has on his sheet is what they are. And you have the Orbis, which unfortunately it does require attunement.
So who does it make sense the most to have? Or who?
I mean, probably
Adira?
it's gotta be a magic user, I think. Yeah.
Probably. I
It
don't
does
know.
not have to be a magic user.
Oh.
Not me should have it. Not me. Not the person vulnerable. Oh, although wait, hang on. Didn't you tell us that the orb gives immunity to fire?
You do know the orb gives immunity to fire.
So maybe me, actually, because I'm
Adira,
vulnerable to fire.
Adira was the last one to hold it, so just kind of hands it over and says, I burn things other ways.
Well, and this way I won't, take double damage with fire stuff. It's a nice way to counteract this handy dandy arm.
It's almost like your GM had something in mind.
Unless someone has an objection, I will take the orb.
I mean, you guys can
Nope.
give Leoben some veto power, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to argue.
I don't
Okay.
have any use for it, so.
Is the orb in D&D Beyond?
It is. Orbis Flamme.
I will attune to it that evening then.
Okay. Have fun with that one.
And I will unattune from the Cloak of Shadows.
Like, okay, Kat, I don't mind that you're here, but you need to chill.
Okay.
She is quite beside herself right now.
Oh, that's so cool.
All the blessings are cool. So just for the listener, the viewers at home, and the rest of the party, do you want to go through what it does?
Oh, yeah, sure. Uh, well, it doesn't say on my thing that it grants immunity to fire, but
It
uh,
does. If I didn't include it, I can always add it.
that's fine. The Orbis Flamme is rumored to be the last spell ever cast by the Lady Morgana, frozen in time. Tapping into this power gives one access to the primal power of flame. It is a wondrous item, legendary, requires attunement, and you can cast spells through it. So
It
it
can
has a
act as an
total.
arcane focus if you have spells.
Okay. It has a total of 12 charges per day. I'm assuming they reset it like dawn.
Dawn. Yep.
Fairy Fire costs 2 charges. Fireball costs 4. I'm assuming these charges are how many charges they cost. Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Firebolt is at will. Fire Shield 5 charges. Firestorm 8 charges. Wall of Fire 5 charges. Absorb Elements is at will.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice. And then Immolation costs 6 charges. That will suck for somebody who's not me.
Yes, that's generally how that works.
I'm excited now.
And given my recent request on TikTok, that is officially, every spell on that list is officially a war crime. So have fun with that. Anyway,
Good thing we don't have the Geneva Convention.
every spell on that list would be considered in our world a war crime. So have fun with it.
That's bullshit. Then magic users can't do anything.
Hold on. Because everything is like white phosphorus. You just can't use it against people, and otherwise it's fine. You just can't use it against people.
I was using it against a feature of nature, and I was very anxious to get to you. If the army happened to get in the way, it's not my problem.
Wait, what's up, Greg?
Hold on. How is resist elements a war crime?
Okay, that's not a war crime, but most of the attack spells on that list are.
That's dumb. I'm sorry, that's dumb. Then why would you even ever do anything?
Take it up with the Geneva Convention, all right? I don't make the rules.
There is no Geneva Convention.
Anyway, so.
Wow, let's not actually insinuate that the Geneva Conventions are a bad thing, because they're actually really good.
Yeah, but we're not. That's dumb.
Like I said, in our world, everything on there is a war crime. Not in this world. I don't give a shit. Anyway, so with that sorted, Kat, I swear to God. With that settled, what do you do? It is the next morning. You've had your long rest. You've healed up. You know, you're still a little achy and sore from the broken ribs and the burns. But you know, and your flesh is healed and everything like that, but it's kind of that raw, pink, brand new flesh. What do you do?
I will relay to everyone the information procured via my commune spell last night. We'll probably have a fight on our hands if we go after the stole, but we know where it is. I don't know what we'll have to fight. There didn't seem like there was really anything down there to fight last time we were there.
I'm sure he can figure something out.
I'm a little worried that, like, Mordecai's gonna go lich on us and, you know, try to, like, eat our faces off or something, but...
He can't get up, can he? Am I making that up?
You don't know. He did not move when you were there before. Like, the corpse on the throne never moved, budged, anything. Whatever communication you had with him, and you did communicate, seemed to be all mental.
But isn't he stuck on that throne for a reason?
Did we?
You did not. Nobody interacted with him physically. Nobody got close to him. And to answer Malin's question, probably.
I mean, no, I thought we knew what that reason was. That he said that he was stuck on there and that he couldn't get up. Am I making this up?
No, I don't think you are. He might have said that his punishments for doing the awful things that he did was to sit on that throne for eternity, but he may not have been telling the truth.
That's true.
Also, doesn't mean he can't throw spells at us from a seated position.
That is also true.
He can still hurt us sitting down.
That is
or
also true. And
summon
that just
things
adds
to hurt us. Yeah.
that just.
So what do we have left? We have the stole.
There's the stole.
Have the bracers.
There's the bracers. There's Justinian's crap.
Censor.
Threefold. I'm sorry, you cut out.
Censor. It's his holy symbol.
Justinian's censor. Oh yeah, his holy symbol, and then Kobar's hand wraps. The monk.
Yep.
So Justinian is maybe in Winterhold, maybe. We're not sure. Kobar is in a monastery in the Thrufells, somewhere up high.
Kobar,
we're
for a
closest
reminder,
to the stole.
Kobar is Aarakocra. He's a bird person, so.
Yeah.
Or
We know where
was.
Mordecai is. We can.
And we know how to get there.
We know how to get there. It may. I mean, we're gonna have to fight no matter what we go after. We
I
should
don't suppose
also.
asking really nicely would help.
I mean, it probably.
I don't.
could.
With Wolf, I don't know if we're gonna have to fight, but we'll probably have to. We may have to fight and trade him something.
I mean, we could ask him.
I think it's going to come down to both. I have this fear that it's going to be, we'll have to trade him something, it'll be something horrible, and then he'll fight us anyway.
You muted yourself mid-sentence.
That we'll have to fight him, or we'll have to promise him something awful, and then we'll have to fight him anyway, is what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a twofer.
Probably.
I say we go after the stole and test our luck with Mordecai.
I think that makes the most sense. We're right here anyway. You have plane shift, yeah? You can get us back?
Sure. Will it work? I don't know.
It will! Zaratsu said yes.
Oh, I'm glad Zaratsu makes all the rules.
I mean, he kind of does a little bit, because the whole god thing.
Well, that's a whole philosophical debate that we can have later. Let's go find Mordecai Stole.
That's fantastic.
Fair. It's fair. All right, let's do this.
All right. How do you do this?
I double check my fucking
So we
spells
can
and see if-
get there through Tam, because Tam sent us there
Yeah.
initially. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
That is correct.
We can get there. We just can't get back without something else.
And you guys did not have plane shift the last time, so.
And I do now,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Okay.
I bring the proper tuning fork.
All right, now, before we jump into this, I want everybody to look at the character sheets and make sure that everything is as it is, as you want it to be.
I don't like that.
Yeah, brief hold.
I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
either.
quickly
That
go over my
sounds
spell list one more time.
sounds real nerve-wracking. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
like this at all. There's a trick here, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the fact that that was specifically stated to us makes me extremely nervous.
There's a trick here. There's 100% a trick here.
I mean, it might just be me fucking with you guys.
No, it's not. You're
Also,
doing
maybe
something.
we just don't need the stole. Maybe that's fine.
You know what? Never mind.
You know what?
I'm
Maybe
good.
You know what? Maybe he's just gonna throw us a big surprise party.
Yeah, exactly. Super soft surprise party, a la Letterkenny.
Yes,
It's gonna happen.
exactly.
I mean, I don't have spells to pick, but no, I'm just paranoid and looking at it going, what do I need to do? Oh god, what's wrong with it? I don't know, shit. Okay, fine. I have no idea.
For those of you who are watching on a laptop, if you go to hover over the screen, you can look at an extension that allows you to look at their character sheets on D&D Beyond.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So you too can take stock of the horrible thing. I mean, the stuff that they have.
Somebody look and tell me if there's anything I'm missing.
That actually reminds me, I should pull up Leoben. So I can Jaeger him while he is not here.
I mean, that might be a good idea, just in case. Okay. What do my second level spells look like?
While they look through stuff, if you are inclined, you are welcome to join us again tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our illustrious player, Brian, who plays Leoben, who's not here right now, is going to be running the Bereziah Argia Chronicles tomorrow afternoon from 1 until, we get done, but we usually try to cap it around 6. So you're welcome to join us there. It will be on this channel, even though I am not the DM. Also, if you scroll down on your Twitch stream, you can check out a number of the different campaigns that I run on here, as well as there's a neat little link to Dice Envy if you're looking for some new dice. And clicking on that and buying from that particular link helps me out and lets me throw a little more money at streaming resources, which is always helpful. So.
I think I'm okay. I have no idea what I'm looking for.
My paper character sheet's great. I have no idea what my D&D Beyond says right now.
Well, after today's game, you should make sure that Adira matches. Everybody's logged into Roll20 as well, because we will be needing that.
I do have a 4th level spell slot. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hang on, I just got real excited.
No worries.
Sorry, I have a lot of spells to go through, folks.
Then I'm gonna jump. There's something in my office that is smelling terrible, and I think I know what it is, so I'm going to run it out to the kitchen. I will be right back.
Go do your thing. I'm going to make sure they are ready for whatever's about to happen next. I'm going to turn down the gain on my microphone a little bit. It seems kind of high.
What do we know about Mordecai other than evil, horrible things stuck on a throne for eternity because he killed the gods?
I don't remember what I told you before, so either notes will have to be referenced or I will call for another history roll.
I was hoping to not have to go through all of the notes. That's why I asked.
Right. Changed up some spells a little bit here, so now I have more healing options. I have plane shift just in case, and I've got reincarnation just in case.
That could be.
I want
Okay.
Malin to
Thank
come
you.
back as a kobold.
Okay. Oh,
Just the angriest kobold that ever there was.
Well, and I have Revivify once per day.
Listen, we might need both.
This is true. How about if I take this? Spell says concentration spell. Though, do I want another concentration spell? I'm sorry. Revolt. We're gonna go with this one. Okay. It's probably fine. Okay. I am ready to go. Before we go down, I am going to cast Death Ward on myself. Because
Okay.
I have the magic armor that can bring people back from the dead, and it seems like a good idea.
Okay. Is there any other... I know Malin doesn't have any, but does anybody else have any preparatory buff spells they want to throw on before we plane shift? Or before you... Not plane shift, before you go?
Yes. Maybe.
Oh, yes. I am going to cast Endure Elements on everybody.
That's delightful. What does that do?
I can target up to 6 willing creatures, so I can get all of us. Creature protected suffers no harm from being in a hot or cold environment. It automatically succeeds on all saving throws made to resist the effects of extreme cold and extreme heat weather conditions. Equipment is likewise protected, though it doesn't protect from fire or cold damage or hazards like smoke, lack of air, etc.
So you could wander around Antarctica butt naked and you'd be fine.
Pretty much.
Sounds exciting.
Yep, and it lasts for a day.
Adira is going to cast Global Vulnerability on herself at the highest level she can.
And
I honestly might just have to make this part of the daily routine because it's a day duration, it's not concentration, and it's first level spell.
That's kind of
Holy
badass. I am also going to cast, like right before we go, because it only lasts a minute. I am going to cast Aura of Vitality. So if you're within a 30-foot radius of me, and if you're within a 30-foot radius of me, I can use a bonus action to have you regain 2d6 hit points.
Nice. Also, I just remembered, speaking of hit points, before any of this happens, Adira is going to give a very inspiring speech about how we're going to get the stole, and we're going to take it from the evil big bad Mordecai and use it to save the whatever we're on. Planet.
The world. Yes.
The world. How many hit points do they get? Temporary hit points?
17, I think?
I think it's actually 18 at this point.
Right.
Yeah, 18.
Delightful.
Take it.
Leoben thanks you for your service. Because at this level, he's doesn't have a lot of hit points. All right, so you do your prep work, you cast your spells, and yes, Kira, right before you transfer over to the bottom of the world is when you cast your Aura of Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
So you will start off kind of one round below. Since we're going to be tracking it that way, I want you to go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I got a 17.
Adira got a 15 with
no mod.
With no mod.
All right.
Katie,
Katie got a dirty 20.
what's your mod?
Plus 3.
Malin,
15
what's your mod?
plus 1.
What'd Leoben get?
Leoben got a 13 with a plus 4. So par for the course for him.
Yup. Par for the course. Alright. And I am ready for whatever bad guys you're going to give me.
I mean, just throw Mordecai on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be at a 16 with a plus 2. And then put Lair at initiative 20 with a plus 0.
Lair is an Lair.
Correct.
Yeah, lair actions.
For a minute, I thought you meant layer, like Layer, like a layer cake.
Yes, there's a layer cake going at initiative 20.
I
It's
rolled
probably
to eat the cake.
delicious.
I rolled to eat the cake. You successfully eat the cake.
Okay. All right. So I have. Let's see, my 30-foot.
All right, so I did change the map if you want to refer to your roll 20.
Where's my aura? My regular auras. It's 10 feet. And
If you folks want to, real quick, just make sure you can move your minis. I think I assigned everybody, but I just want to make sure.
indeed I can.
Okay. Put yourselves back outside.
I don't wanna.
Tough.
We're at the bottom of the world.
So you appear, and things are vastly different than the last time you were here.
What?
You see directly in front of you is this, and it's kind of standing on this big open plain. Nothing on either side, no walls, no anything, but there's a set of very ornate double doors.
Oh, this is not good.
And they're just kind of freestanding. There's no frame, there's nothing. It's just this wide open plain. There doesn't seem to be any real, like, the sky itself is lighter than the ground, but like where the horizon is, you don't really see. It's just kind of this, like, it starts, the floor you're on is black, and then the horizon seems to be this kind of dingy gray, and then as it goes up, it becomes this lighter gray. So really the horizon could be, hey, there's Leoben, good timing.
Hey, we're about to fight Mordecai. Welcome, Leoben.
You're muted.
What? Why?
Do you want to explain to him why?
Because we make bad decisions. That's why.
Because reasons, don't worry
We're going
about
to
it.
get
That's
his
fair.
stole.
That's fair. That's a given. All right. All right. Let me.
It's probably
Okay.
fine.
So just because it's fun for me, for those of you who have not been, privy to all the storytelling and all that stuff, and like some of you haven't, there were games that happened years and years and years ago. Mordecai actually is Brian's old character. So this will be fun.
Yeah, your fuck this guy sign is blurred because of your background.
But it does say fuck this guy. So so Brian knows what he's getting into. All right, so Brian, we did roll initiative. I rolled for you.
Okay.
You were a 13, I believe. So about par for the course for you.
Yeah.
And I was just describing. So you guys,
You are currently the bottom of the round.
Yeah, I'm going to real quick re-describe for Leoben's sake since he's just joined us. But anyway, so things have vastly changed in the bottom of the world since the last time you were here. I lost my headphones. Come back. I want to hear you people. There we go.
It looks a little bit prettier.
Well, where you're standing right now, you can't see the actual what's kind of in what's on the rest of the map. There's
fair.
just this kind of ornate pair of double doors standing in the middle of this vast open plain of blackness. The ground itself is this kind of black, not even shiny. It just kind of seems to suck the light, although you can see. But it kind of sucks the light. There's no sheen or shine, although you are standing on substance. As it kind of goes out towards the horizon, it kind of fades to this more dingy gray, and then it goes up to be the sky itself is this kind of slate gray color, off in all directions. The doors themselves are these kind of gloriously carved and handcrafted, ornate double doors that are just freestanding. There's no frame, there's no building attached to them. That's just what you see.
Okay.
So we are top of the round. The reason why we're going in rounds, Brian, is because Kira cast a spell that is measured in, I believe, a minute. So.
Gotcha.
Yes. Top of the round is Katie.
Oh boy. I guess Katie is going to also move inside.
You walk up to the doors. They are closed.
Then Katie will try to open the doors.
And the doors open! Yay! Nothing blows up.
Woo! Then Katie will step inside.
Okay. you see this vast throne room, where before you had not seen any of this. It had been this kind of circular, cavernous room at the center of which there was kind of this. It wasn't even like a dais or anything like that. Just the room itself, just kind of raised up, and at the center of it was the throne. You suspect the infamous throne of power that slayed the many multitudinous warring gods during Godfall, on which the corpse of one Mordecai had been seated. At the far end of the room, you still see the throne, and the throne is the only thing in the area that has not changed. The throne is exactly the same as you recall and remember from your last trip here. However, everything around it, the walls, the decor, the mosaic on the floor, is basically as you see it on the map in front of you. And you see, still seated in the throne, and I'm going to kind of move up for our viewership. That's what that looks like. But you see, seated in the throne, the very same corpseified and gross visage of the dead Mordecai. Layer man on that one. Okay.
I'm just gonna wait where I am until everybody else is in the room.
Okay. Then the question becomes, after Katie.
After Katie is the lair action.
Okay.
That's not good.
Nope.
Katie, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
You are just outside the radius for my help, so you do not get my bonus.
Boo.
Wait,
10.
isn't she right next to you?
Nope.
Oh,
Your character image is still showing us in the room.
No, it's not for me anyway.
Neither is it for me. Let me check the other one.
Oh,
no, let me.
refresh roll 20.
Yeah, I'll need to refresh. I'll refresh.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is for me too. I'll refresh for the... Ein Minuten bitte.
Yep, that fixed it.
There you go.
That or Kira moved out of the room while I was refreshing.
That-
You'll never know.
Kira's just... Phoenix is just gaslighting you now, just full on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm.
I think you're misremembering.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh.
That's rough.
You just made Brian take a pull from his Jack Daniels or whatever bottle it was.
It's tea.
It's
Oh.
just tea.
Sorry.
Sure.
I
Sure.
thought it was alcohol.
Don't tell them that. Pretend you're drinking Jack Daniel's straight.
Yes, I'm drinking out of my keyless wrapped mug tonight.
There you go.
Some cider.
Hey, I'm actually wearing a little.
Are you Boulder Parchment shearsing it?
Oh, Boulder Parchment
Yes.
shears. Yes. All right, cool. All right.
I'm wearing my crit roll merch. You know.
Katie, are you still in your elf form?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. So you kind of step in the room a little, like you open the door and you step into the room a little tentatively, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna kind of wait for everybody else. But almost in the split second after you kind of decide that you're gonna, okay, I'm gonna comport myself, I'm gonna wait here. Suddenly the ground under you erupts skyward, and you shoot up towards the sky, 50 feet into the air towards the ceiling, as the ceiling rushes up to slam you against it. You are going to take... Beep, beep, beep. Where the fuck is it? 17. Nope, more than that. All right, so it's you slam into the ceiling for 55 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Now, you are going to now, as the... Basically, and what the rest of you see, the ground kind of shoots up in this, like, column, fires him up towards, or her up towards the ceiling. and you lose sight of her through the door, and then the thing immediately drops right back down. Katie, do you have anything, or does anybody have a reaction that would allow Katie to mitigate any kind of falling damage?
Not that I can aid others with necessarily.
Oh.
Although
Nope, not bludgeoning.
if she's falling towards me, I could try to deflect arrows her. I have no idea how that would work.
If you roll a 20, do you catch her and throw her back?
If I spend a key point.
And I would be considered a monk weapon.
A magical weapon, in fact.
You would do a d6 damage.
So that is a no. Katie, do you have like feather fall or anything like that?
Nope, nothing as a reaction.
All right, so then you plummet back to the ground for an additional. Not I said 50 feet. It was 100 feet, right? Oh yes, no, 100 feet up. So for an additional 35 points of falling damage as you slam back into the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, this thing like crushes you against the ceiling, drops back down, and then you plummet back to the earth, and like you see Katie, like the thing falls, and then Katie against the ground, full on Keyleth goldfish style.
Oh, except she's not paid.
Except she's not dead yet. So
yeah.
What
Okay.
in the actual fuck was that?
As we all just stare through the door.
as a reaction, Mordecai, welcome back.
You did a little redecorating.
Who's next?
That was real rude. Kira's
Fuck
next.
you too, Mordecai.
You know, we're not Jehovah's Witnesses, you dumb asshole.
You can never be too careful.
I'm gonna make you read a tract now.
Kira's next. Kira will, in fact, move in next to poor Katie.
Katie is like, there's just like blood kind of spattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Broken
that's
ribs.
so
I mean, you
gross.
took over 90 damage in one round. You're a hurt unit right now.
Not quite 90 damage.
So I will use my bonus action to heal Katie 2d6. Real glad I cast that now. So heal 9 points.
Oh, thank you.
I know it's not much, but it'll keep you from dying for the moment. I will move up the rest of my movement, which I think is here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah. There. And I will use my badass fucking new toy.
Okay.
And pray to God that he is not, immune to fire. Because if he is, it's gonna be bad for us, but, you know. Let's do... Hang on, I'm just reading the wall is opaque. Okay. I cast Wall of Fire.
Okay. Do you want to use your drawing tool and draw it out on the map?
Sure. It's 6. You can make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter. You know, let's just do a ringed wall.
Well, while you're looking that up, how lit is the room? Is it well lit?
It is generally well lit, but around the corners and such, there is some shadowy illumination.
Okay.
So if you want to just give me an idea of where you want to go, I'll let you know.
So, like, how tall are these side pieces with the stairs coming up to them?
Give me 2 seconds.
Like, there, and then these... Like, is this like considered a balcony, or is it just
Yes.
like a...
So the stairs themselves go up about 20 feet. And this is kind of a balcony ringing the throne room.
How do I... Crap. How do I
Okay.
erase it? Oh, no, I can drag. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm just, it's fine. It's not quite big enough. How do I erase it, babe?
I think if you just click and hit delete.
If you click back on your select move arrow, then you can click on it and then hit delete.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I've never
Sometimes
played
you have
with
to
that
zoom
before.
in to. Sometimes
got
you
it.
have to zoom in to do it. At least I do.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what a 20-foot diameter is. Which is a little difficult. So it's. Thank you.
Actually, let me
Damn it.
center it off of.
Yeah. Sorry, how many players does it take to draw a circle? Well, it's diameter, not. It specifically
diameter?
says diameter.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Well, then let me do.
No, that was right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, like so.
Okay, so he is ringed in flame currently.
He is ringed in flame, and of course the damage side is toward him.
Pointing towards him, yes.
Yes.
And does that
so
damage
he
happen right away?
When the wall appears, they have to make a dex saving throw.
Okay, thank you. So I'll have him. So you see the corpse kind of spring up as you cast
he can
your...
get up.
What's that?
Okay. He
Yes.
can get up.
He rolled a 9 on his reflex, or his dexterity.
Oh. Well, that's a fail.
Yes.
5d8. Sorry, I was woefully unprepared. All right. Because I did not expect him to not save from that. Okay, 3 plus 8 is 11. Plus 4 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. Plus 3 is 23. 23 points of fire damage.
Okay, sounds good. You see him... 23... as the flame starts licking at his undead features, it seems to almost ignite his withered, desiccated flesh.
That's super gross.
And he seems to go up like really, really dry, like taking one of my really dry Christmas trees and throwing it on the fire. It's kind of like that. It's just gonna woof. But in your heads, you're hearing maniacal laughter.
Something tells me that didn't.
I don't know. I think he's just cuckoo pants. I think he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know if it hurt him or not. It strikes me now that maybe we should have tried to have a conversation with Wolf first, and maybe Wolf would have given us some information. I kind of doubt it.
I just work here.
It's fine. I moved, I bonus actioned, I actioned. That's the end of Kira's turn.
I want to know how he redecorated in less than a year.
We've been gone for a while.
Not that long. And if he can't get up, what's he doing?
Super powerful magic person.
He just got up though.
Yeah, he's
so...
currently standing.
Yeah.
Very confused about the whole thing.
Samesies. After Kira is, in fact, Mordecai with
Okay.
Malin on deck.
He is laughing.
I don't like
He's
that.
just
Laughing is not a free action. That's your bonus, or that's your move, dick.
That is definitely his bonus action. And he is just laughing and laughing and laughing, and you see him kind of weave his hands in a complex pattern as he casts a spell.
Oh, guess what? Fuck you, pal. I get an attack of opportunity every time you cast a spell, you dick.
When you're next to him.
Well, that'll be a next turn.
He does.
Go through the fire.
Sure, why not?
It's gonna take you a while. It's like 120 feet.
I'll probably get squished by the ceiling. It's like a damn trash compactor, but this guy's pissed me off. I want to wear his head as a hat.
And he slowly morphs.
Oh no.
It's a transformer!
And just because it's fun, Shift Z into that.
What the fuck is that?
When did we start playing Diablo?
The fuck is that?
So you see his body kind
Is
of
he wearing
ripple
fire chaps? Really?
and morph and grow to this massive devilish form.
Oh man.
Fire chaps.
Probably means fire.
Really?
Not
That is some
Damn
poor
thing.
fashion choices, my friend.
See, I know I've pissed you off when the fashion choice abuse begins.
Well, look at him! What are those?
I just
They're
want to
like-
state
wait, no,
for
they're
the
not
record.
chaps, they're jodhpurs. That's worse. He looks like he's wearing a wrestling belt and jodhpurs.
What are you stating for the record, Leoben?
I didn't actually create him for this encounter or for any 5th ed stats. I only have his 3rd ed stats.
which do not include transforming into that.
Brian is disavowing any involvement in the creation of
And
this
a
particular
bustier.
monster.
He's
So
wearing
if-
a bustier,
So-
a wrestling belt, and jodhpurs.
Even though it's a character I played in an old game system, if he TPKs our party, it is not my fault.
And you see those wings kind of flex and crackle as the fire now seems to do absolutely nothing to this creature's form. And he
Grand.
takes off into the air and flies up about 30 feet.
What is it with things that fly? Does anybody have a fire extinguisher? That thing doesn't have a fire extinguisher, does it?
All right,
Is that his turn?
that is the end of his turn because I said laughing was a
Great.
bonus action.
Great.
Malin with Adira on deck.
So is he 30 feet up or 50 feet up or however?
He is 30 feet up currently. And
like
all the way at the end of
120
the...
feet
yeah.
down, yeah.
All right, grand. I start raging as a free action and swearing profusely. Do I want to walk in the trash compactor or not? Because I'm not going to be able to get to him.
Well, what are you gonna do if you don't?
Nothing. But what am I going to do if I do? Nothing. So is it better to do nothing from the hall as opposed to nothing in the squished box? Oh, fuck it. I'm going in. Connor, not now, baby. Thank you.
I'm giving my mom a pastry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 times 5 is 30, so I'm there-ish.
And there's so much happening right now. What the hell?
Okay, so we're lined up like rockets.
All right, so there's where they are. All right, so you bonus action raged, you double moved. That will be your turn. Who is next?
Hold on, one quick question.
Yes.
Is the red the only part we can walk in, or can you walk on the white part too?
You can walk in the white part too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
If
you
you
Then
can.
I'm gonna move. I thought that
gonna
this
say.
was the path.
No, like this.
Then I'm gonna
This stuff on either side here is still walkable. It's just kind of like mosaic tile.
spread out a little bit so we're not all grouped together and
Sure.
easily squishable.
If
Makes
you
sense.
didn't take an action, you can double move.
Oh, did you just move 30? I thought you moved.
No.
that was just 30.
Okay, yeah, you can move another 30.
1,
If you want to dash.
4, 5, 6. Yes, dash. I can't do anything else. I'm sure
Uh,
something out of the water will pop up and eat me.
After Malin is Adira with Leoben on deck.
Adira moves to where I just moved her, and then sees no point in talking, and wubs the shit out of whatever this thing is.
I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
know what this thing is, you can make a roll.
Well, I'm gonna make a roll, see what this thing is.
It's evil. That's what it is. It's
As-
freaking evil.
what roll shall I be making?
You
Mr.
can
GM?
roll Arcana or you can roll Religion.
All right, we're gonna do Arcana because that's the one I have skill points in. Total 25.
This here is a pit fiend.
Dislike.
It is one of the generals of hell, and they are super not nice.
Cool. Do I know anything more about it?
Yes, you do. You know that my eyes do not work. They are immune to fire and poison. You know they tend to be fairly resistant to damage unless from a magical source. That's not really too much of an issue for you guys. They also are resistant to magic, and if you get too close, because they are these fiery creatures, you can risk taking some fire pain.
Okay. No poison, no fire, it hurts you. That's what Adira shouts, and wubs them.
Okay.
I'm a little salty with the DM that you gave me the fire toy right before you give us something that can't be affected by fire, you fucker.
You guys could have gone after Wolf.
I hate this flying shit.
I mean, strap in, because
Basically-
most bad guys from here on out have some flying capability.
Alright, well then y'all better get me a fucking hoverboard.
So, out
Who's
of the
got brutal flying?
the lowest I got was a 28.
Fair.
Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay. I had one critical, which I'm going to try to confirm.
You don't need to confirm.
I don't need to confirm?
It's not 3-5. You just do double damage. Or double the dice damage. Double the dice damage.
Oh. Well, I have recently been playing Pathfinder with Matt, so I got confused right there. So let me roll the damage,
The damage.
and I will let you know what we got. Ooh, that's a lot of zeros. I like it. Uh, 75
Nice.
points of force damage, as Adira says that, and then prepares for the hurt. And that ends Adira's turn.
Okay, so yeah, you lob your wub, you do the kind of double concentration. This is kind of how I envision it with the illusionist bracers. So like before you just kind of do the one, but now you kind of do both. And they just kind of and they just fly out and around and impact on his form. You still hear the laughter. Like it's definitely interrupted. It's like Anyway, after Adira.
Leoben, bottom of the round.
So Leoben is going to go 10, 15, 20, 25. As part of his move, he's going to grab a potion and hand it to Kira. And he'll whisper, I was going to give this to Malin, but she ran up ahead. And it's a potion of fly. And then that was 25, so 30, 35, 40, 45 will get me there. Then I'm going to take a dash action to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And then I'm going to hide. It was a bonus. If I can.
Yeah, I'd be okay. Yeah, go ahead and hide.
So that'll be a 30.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of duck. You run up. You dash up to the top of the stairs, and you get to the balcony, and then you kind of hunker down low and move the rest of the way across. And then kind of at the last second, you drop down below the view of the thing. You're pretty sure you basically can't be seen.
And that will be it for moi.
Okay, back to the top of the round with Katie, followed by the lair action. So strap in, folks. We're gonna get squished.
Yeah, not looking forward to that. Okay. first thing I'm gonna do is cast heal on myself. I
Good
think.
call.
The
Wait.
actual spell heal.
Wait, actually, well, that would be my 1/6 level spell slot. I might not do that. Hold on. Oh. Shoot. Oh, wait. Oh, put that. Dang it. Too many things that I want to do all at once. All right. Okay. I am going to cast heal
Okay.
as my action.
So yes, rather suddenly you feel a hell of a lot better.
Yes. That was a standard action.
You did fall prone, so if you were to get up, that would be half your move.
I will then get up, which will be half my move. And then I will move 15 feet forward, so I'm right next to Kira and getting those delicious saving throw bonuses.
Okay.
That will be Katie's turn for now.
Mordecai is going to take a legendary action.
Ah, shit.
And I would like for Adira, Kira, and Katie to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
+3 to your save.
That makes it a 17. It's not terrible.
I rolled a natural 1
Ooh.
for a total of 5.
Ow.
Well, Adira rolled a 17 on the die for a total of 22. So
Okay.
with that +3,
Adira makes it.
24. Sorry, again. If is what sort of effect is this? Well, it doesn't matter because you said
You still
I made
make it.
Yeah.
One moment, please.
Oh god, I'm gonna die. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So he, still in your head's laughing, turns and kind of points at a gnarled finger, and this small bead kind of shoots out and explodes in between the three of you for a fireball spell.
I'm a fire!
He does not know that, though. So, Kira, you're fine.
I go, ow!
Adira, you will take half damage, and Katie, you will be taking full damage. Full
Hey,
damage.
guys. Oh! Brief hold. Brief hold. Hang on. 1 second, I'm sorry. Other aura. They have resistance to damage from spells, so have it again, motherfuckers.
What were you to say, Beth?
Nothing important.
Okay. So full damage would have been 28. Because of the resistance, it is 14. And Adira, you will take 7. It's all fire damage.
Woo!
Wait, sorry, how much damage was it again?
You will take 14 points of fire damage.
14.
Adira will take 7.
Okay.
That is the end of his legendary action, which makes it the lair action. You know, all right. I need everybody except for Leoben to make a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, Jesus.
Katie and Adira, add your +3. Hey, that one's a natural 20. That's much better. So,
I
28.
rolled a 1. A 1.
No.
I got a total of 11.
I mean, that gives me a total of 10, but...
Adira got a 20, not natural, but total.
All right. Adira and Kira, what'd you roll again?
28 with a natural 20.
All right. The two of you save. From the ground, skeletal clawing hands start to reach up and grab at your feet and start trying to pull you down. Leoben, you are aware of what's happening. You're not sure why you were spared. You don't know.
Jesus.
So
I'm going to
those
say for
He
an
likes
RP.
you.
Sorry, go ahead, Adam. I apologize.
So those of you who are grabbed by these hands who failed your saves, you are restrained. You can still take actions from your spot, but your movement is reduced to 0.
Adira claims success on that because she jumped onto the back of Kira.
Woo!
That's how we're gonna role play that.
I'm here for it.
I'm good with that headcanon.
That is the lair action.
Okay, after the lair action is Kira. Okay. Mordecai is up next.
Okay.
I will... I have that handy-dandy potion of flying in my hand that Leoben handed me. Bonus action to take it?
Yes, that is what we have.
Check.
That it's
Cool.
Yeah, that is house rule, but yes.
I chug the potion. And I will like hover above the ground just in case any more of these hands come out.
Okay.
And then move my 30 feet. 30.
Hey, Adira, did you happen to do some sort of inspiring speech before we came down here for the
Oh.
TPK?
I
Yes.
sure did.
You have 18 temporary hit points. I apologize. I should have told you that.
No, that's all
Before we
right.
came down here for the TPK. I will. The wall of fire disappears. It's not doing anything anyway.
Okay.
And let's see. Literally none of my cool new shit works. That's great.
I'd like to point out that he is a fiend and you are a paladin.
Yes, I know. I said my cool new shit.
Oh, fair enough. Well, your cool old shit will still work.
Oh no, I'm a paladin with a holy avenger. Whatever will I do?
I gotta get to him first.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna use my action to dash.
Okay.
So, I am there. And that will be my turn. It is his turn now. This is gonna go well. Malin, you're on deck.
He points at Kira. And honestly, I don't think this is going to work, but it might, so he's going to do it anyway. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this a spell or a magical effect?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. What save am I doing? A wisdom?
Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
That is a 24.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to work. So yeah, you see him kind of turn and he says, "Remain still." And for a second, you kind of feel this intense compulsion, like just the power of his words and his voice, just washing over you. But then you feel the kind of the strength of will given to you by your faith by your strong faith and by your love of Zaratsu, and you kind of push it back, and you are not held in place.
And I say, go fuck yourself.
He is going to, because he's a dick, fly up another 30 feet.
It's fine.
Pussy.
Anyway, that will end Mordecai's turn.
All right, Malin with Adira on deck.
Going to hack at the skeletal arms.
Okay. Don't roll a 1.
Okay. Things. 25 and a 16.
Okay. What is your minimum damage, out of curiosity?
But 3d6, whatever that would be.
Plus, it would be 3d6 plus your strength.
3d6 plus 9.
So minimum 11. Yeah, you hack the hands free. You're able to get yourself free. That will take your action, though.
Okay.
You
I
can,
can't get to him anyway.
No, you
so
can still,
move.
like, now that you're free, you can take your move action to move. You just can't dash.
Yeah, I can move so that I'm sort of underneath him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get to the next corner of the next fountain. Okay.
So Malin, for you, if you click on your mini and then use the arrow keys, you will move in the direction that you hit the arrow key.
Did I not move?
No, you did. I'm just letting you know as you're counting out, you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it just makes
okay.
it. Yeah, you don't have to count it out ahead of time. You can just kind of go.
Okay.
Just for your own ease. Okay. That will end Malin's turn. Who is next?
Adira with Leoben on deck.
So Adira moves that, and just gonna continue. Well, hold on. There's something smarter that I could do. Work smart, not hard. That is what is a good thing to do. With the Staff of Power, cast Wall of Force beneath her feet.
Okay.
Beneath whose feet?
My feet.
Oh, okay.
And one directly above my head.
I believe you only can
does
have
that-
one active at a time.
Oh, can it be? Oh, it can't be a shell, I guess.
No.
I don't know. Or it can't, it's not gonna. I guess it can be a shell, but it's not gonna bend that far. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one directly below my feet.
Didn't Adira cast Glow of Invulnerability on herself?
Sure did.
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot about that.
So fire didn't do anything,
Nope.
but yeah. Then she's going to, with a bonus action, wub the demon person twice. Lowest I got was a 22.
That will all hit.
Okay. No crits this time. For a 25, 31, 38 points of force damage.
Okay. Cool, yeah. Again, you kind of do the double wubs and just... He's looking pretty pissed at you right now.
To clarify, it was only one.
Oh, it was only one. That's right. Because
It was only one wub,
Right.
but he still can be pissed at me. It's fine.
All right. That will end Adira's turn. Whom is next?
Leoben, bottom of the round.
Okay. He's still fine. And he's how many feet up?
So from your vantage point, he is... Oh, because I moved him up. Hang on. So that was 20 feet off the ground. So he is about 40 feet off the ground, or 40 feet above the layer of the balcony. He's a total of 60 feet up.
He's about 60 feet up.
But is it shadowy above him?
Actually,
That is a good
yes. The
point.
higher he goes, the more shadowy it gets.
So here's a question.
Yes, sir.
Because obviously distance on the map here is only
Yeah, it's just the two-dimensional plane.
two-dimensional. So it took me my move action to get where I'm at currently.
Yep.
Can a 60-foot shadow step get to him from where he's at currently?
How far are you from him currently?
I'm like 40 away horizontal, but I realize I'm also...
Yes, you can
He's
get
like-
you can get to him with a 60-foot shadow step.
All right. Then this is where it gets interesting. Then as a bonus, I will shadow step,
Okay.
attacking him with Kazuma's katana.
Okay.
So the first attack, I got a 28, was my highest.
Yes, that is going to hit.
Okay. So because it is a melee attack, I'm going to spend a key point for a stunning strike.
Okay.
So it needs to make a Constitution save DC 17.
Oh, fuck if this works.
And then I'll do a total of 23 damage with the first hit.
Okay. He did fail his save. I'm going to use a legendary resistance, however.
You know what? I'll take it.
All right. 23 for the first.
And am I still able to hit him?
I'd say yeah. You can hit him as you're falling.
Okay. Then my second attack, which is not a with advantage, but it's still like a 20 to hit.
That will still hit.
Okay. Aha, for 11 damage, and I'll spend another key point to stunning strike again.
Okay.
Because I have no problem eating up his legendaries so that our casters then can annihilate him.
Let me take out the
Please,
damage.
God,
quote.
annihilate him, because if you don't, he's going to kill me.
And he will have to use another legendary resistance. You got him to use 2. That's good.
I know, right?
How
Now
many
I'm
does
gonna
he get?
He gets 3 total.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna fall. You said he was 60 feet up from the
He was
floor?
60 feet up, so you will fall, and there will be 6d6 damage.
I'm falling
Oh,
60 feet. I do have slow fall that will help with some of that.
How far can you slow fall?
Well, it just reduces a certain amount of the damage.
Got it.
Falling damage.
Let me roll the damage for you quick.
But my monk level is 6, so I could potentially absorb up to about 30. But I'm taking a gainer. I'm still gonna get nailed.
Actually, you're not. Because I just rolled 24 points of falling damage.
Oh, all right. So then Leoben will superhero landing right there.
3-point landing.
And then,
That is rough on the knees, by the way.
yeah, well.
Not for you. You're a dope monk shit.
And then that should be because I bonused the shadow step. I did my attacks. I mean, I guess no, and then I moved. Yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
you are done. All right. After Leoben is the top of the round,
Mm-hmm. With
which
Katie.
is Kate.
Okay. So Katie is not quite so squished at the moment. Don't need to do any more healing. We're going to use more action to cast Investiture of Flame. Make myself immune to fire. Feel like that's going to be critical. Bonus action, I'm going to shift into an Air Elemental so that I can stop being... I'm pretty sure I'm immune to Restrained as an Air Elemental.
I believe you are correct. So you are the Fire Tornado again.
Yes. I am once again the Fire Tornado. And then I will move... Well, I could move up to 90 feet. Let's see. How far up in the air was he again, or did he fall to the ground?
He did not. He is 60 up.
60 up. So... Oh, that's the one I want.
Oh, I had a Fire Tornado, didn't I?
I'm basically going to move...
A fire tornado can also apparently be referred to as a fire whirl, or a fire devil.
Really?
At least according to Google.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, more specifically, according to Google and Wikipedia. So take all of that with a big old grain of salt, but there you go.
All right, Katie, you have control, so put yourself where you're putting yourself.
Okay. I'm going to move my self
off the map.
Map if I can. There we go.
Yeah.
And then I will be about, just a little bit off the ground, right in front of Kira, so that I still get their save throw bonus.
Cool.
And that will be standard move and bonus.
There's now a Fire Tornado on the board.
After Katie is the lair action.
All right, so the hands that had reached up to grab and grapple and pinch kind of slip back into the ground as... Oh, what do I want to do? I have so many delightful options.
You don't need to do anything this round. It's fine.
Well, don't be silly. Of course I have to do something this round.
No, you don't.
I do.
Do you really though?
Do you though?
But I do.
You have us up against a pit fiend. I'm pretty sure he can wipe the floor with us rather easily. Oh, yeah.
I can't even reach him. So
looks like you have fun things that are coming at you.
Oh, good. I'm so happy.
You now have a target-rich environment.
Yay.
What are those?
Those are gross, is what those are.
So out of the water and kind of, not just out of the water, but kind of springing out of the ground and crawling up, there's these massive hordes of zombies.
Oh, yay.
And you fought similar things to this before. This was this is the same mini I used on the battlefield at Winterhold.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
So that one's going to move to encompass Malin. Boop. Oh, I see what I did there. That was dumb. Why? Okay, I don't need to... It's just... Yeah, anyway. Sorry, my D&D Beyond is being troubling. Alright, so... That one moves to encompass Malin. It goes to attack. Malin, does a dirty 20 hit you?
Yes.
You will take... Well, okay. It's 14 points of bludgeoning damage. However, you are raging, so you will take 7.
Okay.
And I would like you to make it... oh, you now have the grappled condition as they're starting to try to bear you to the ground. On your turn, you can attempt to break the grapple, or you can just try to murder. That's entirely up to you.
There's no save from that?
No, when they succeed with an attack, they automatically hit a grapple. How high off the ground is your wall of force there, David?
Sorry. So I put it beneath my feet.
So like a flat plane. So yeah, these things are now clambering over your wall of
Well,
force.
here's the thing. I wanted to do a hemispherical thing around me because it's a hemisphere that's 10 feet in radius, so it could be up to 20 feet. So what I'm going to ask is an orientation. I'm going to do like, if I could roll a dice for the orientation.
Okay. Yeah.
To see, because they might just walk into a wall of force.
I mean, they're large enough that they could just swarm around it.
Oh, well, in that case, there's no point, but never mind.
So
then never mind.
They go to do that. And what do I have for the speed? There's the speed. They don't move super fast, though. All right, so, Kira, a 14 does not hit you.
Nope.
Adira, because you do have that hemisphere around you, I'm going to give you basically partial cover, and I'm going to add to your AC. So
Okay.
whatever your bonus is, go ahead and add 2.
All right.
15?
Does not hit.
Okay. And then, I mean, they're... Fire Tornado, they take damage for hitting you, yeah?
They take damage for moving within 5 feet of me.
Well, then both of those hordes are going to be taking some damage.
Right.
Is one of the hordes attacking Katie?
Yes, I missed, though. They rolled a 1.
Okay.
That's okay.
And they will take 3 fire damage.
Okay. So, yeah, you see the zombies that are kind of going after Katie, or, like, trying to get at her, but they keep whiffing through the flame, and, like, as they're pulling back, they're smoldering.
Which group attacked Katie?
The one on you.
Wonderful. I get an opportunity attack.
Go for it.
It's a natural 18, plus all of my shit.
Yeah, I mean, you had.
They're a barn. Not just the broadside, they're the whole barn.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
so that's 18 slashing plus... Refold. Nine plus 6 is 15, plus 7 is 22 radiant.
Okay. Had to do math. So yeah, as they start ripping into Katie, you feel your instincts kind of trigger, and you swing with your sentinel attack. Just because of the number of them and how many there are, you note that the slashing as a whole doesn't seem to do much. But as you're raking through,
it's not slashing; it is bludgeoning.
I'm sorry, bludgeoning is not doing as much. However, the radiant damage is just leaving fucking ashes in its wake. So, that
the
is
one thing I'm good for.
That is the lair action.
Okay, and are they ending their turn in their current spaces?
They are ending their turn in their current spaces.
Cool, they take another 6 damage from Investiture of Flame.
Okay.
I love it. Okay, that makes it Kira's turn. Will 60 feet of movement, DM, get me to him if it's diagonal?
Where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, and he's flying.
He's flying, but so am I.
I mean, only because he is a large-sized creature, yes, I would say you would.
Excellent. I am going to use my move, and then I am going to bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
So that I still have my regular action.
Your attack action, yep.
Yep, and I am going to take some swings at this motherfucker.
Okay.
You know, you didn't have to be such an asshole. You're not using it anyway.
His asshole?
Flawless logic. What?
You didn't have to be such an asshole. You're not using it anyway, which implies that he's not using his asshole.
I mean, also accurate. So...
Well, if he's dead, really?
You
he's
don't know.
gone.
Pit fiends could poop.
I've never asked one. Maybe in the future that will have to change.
So I rolled my 2 attacks. The
Okay.
first was a natural 18 for a total of
You hit.
31.
You hit.
The second is a crit. It's a natural 20.
You don't hit.
Nice.
I am going to dump a Divine Smite onto a hefty one onto each of those, but especially the crit.
Okay.
Like I do. Okay, well, I have my 3rd level slots left. Okay. Brief hold. Sorry. There's a lot of things. Where'd you go?
High level paladins, man.
Okay.
Yep, they get her done.
3. Okay, so those, but also the original one, and those because of the hammer, and also I need another D10. Come on, I want my clear dice. There we go. All right. Okay, for the first, which is not the crit, the first was the regular one. It is
Okay.
going to be not you, right? Yeah, okay. Do I need to roll the bludgeoning and the radiant separately?
No, only because your hammer is magical.
Okay. Oh, then I need another D10. Sorry. So many dice, babe. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
High level paladins.
Okay. It's a lot of dice. Alright, for the first, it's a 10, 19, 20, 22, 26, 30, 35, 38, plus 8 is 46.
Okay.
And the second one is the crit. Oh, really high. Really high. Oh, that's a good roll. 10, 17, 20, 30, 40, 48 doubled is
96.
96 plus 8 is
104.
104?
Yep.
Fuck this guy.
So you see, as you slam into it, like you slam into it the first time, and you see a massive, like, the hammer impacts on its chest and it kind of caves in, and then as the radiant energy kind of, in little eddies of power kind of radiates out from it, you see it kind of starting to consume its vile flesh. You pull the hammer out and slam it into it again, and the entire form of the pit fiend disappears and is replaced as that damage spills over.
Oh, good. It's a staged boss battle. Multiple phases, baby.
Katie knows about that.
Is he still flying or does he drop?
He is still flying.
Damn it.
Fucker.
No matter what, we're going to have to deal with something that flies.
Okay, so give me a second. So we're going to change this to that, and then the damage spillover.
And as a free action, I would like to mimic his laugh back at him.
That's not what I wanted to do. Hang on.
The proper thing to do is, oh.
So that is now what he looks like.
Cool, 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 cool.
Still with the dumb wrestling belt. The hell, dude.
You could just turn it over and I won't turn you to dust.
To answer your question or your comment, Beth, some things are universal. And he just smiles, and like you see in his eyes, he's not there. There's no sanity there.
Well, it's his turn now. So this is gonna go well for me.
It
Malin is on deck.
is.
Gas deal.
I need that, but I don't need that. Okay, so we'll do that. He did not like what you just did.
That's fair. That was what, over 150 points in one round?
Yep. And you made him...
he kind of called upon it on himself, turning into a fiend and then getting in front of a paladin.
It's true.
The paladin got in front of him.
I mean, he was an ass first.
You're not wrong.
You are so not wrong.
So he's actually, you see him, he's got those two, he's actually, instead of the actual like maces, they look just more like empty handles in his hands. But as he kind of brandishes them, they seem to kind of form into energy maces. And he is going to attack Kira.
Yep.
And he is going to be a dick about it, because he can.
Seems legit.
Okay, so it's going to be that. And that. Well, okay, so a nat 20 plus... Well, so that's going to hit,
That'll
and
hit.
then
May I ask, does he move up to her then?
No, she was on his level.
Yeah, but when he shrank, he's 5 feet away from me now. Is that correct? He's 10 feet away from me now? Is that correct?
No, I didn't move him on the thing, but he'd still be adjacent to you.
Okay.
He'd be like there.
That's where the confusion was. Just one.
Sorry, nope, you're right. And I should have. Yeah, I just had him off to the side on the GM layer so I could see him when I needed to reveal him.
No worries. It will hit, but he does not crit.
No, I know. And then 32.
I know. I just like saying it. Yeah, those both hit.
All right.
Okay. What kind of damage is this?
I will tell you in a moment. Force.
Not thunder. Force.
Not thunder. Force.
Fine. Okay.
And I'm going to use... Where is it? There it is. That. All right, so you were going to take... They both hit. Seriously? There's
Roll
the other
real
one.
low. Real low.
You're cute.
I know. Thank you.
I can just add these together. You don't have any resistance?
I have resistance to damage from spells.
Okay.
So I'll have it, but I don't have any... I have a lot of resistances and immunities, actually, so what are you doing?
Okay, so that'll be...
I don't have any resistance to force.
Okay, so you will be taking all of the force damage.
I'll be taking half of the force
You will
damage.
be taking all of the force damage because it's not a spell, it is force damage. It's his packed weapon.
You're an asshole.
I am an asshole. So he did 15 to 25 points of force damage. You will take half damage from this next part, though. As he
to be fair, in the old days when we were playing these guys, it was basically competition between Mordecai and Wolf as to who was the asshole of the week.
That's fair.
And it flip-flopped pretty heavily.
It flip-flopped very heavily.
So he pumps his own version of smite into it that is going to would be 23 points of fire damage. For you, it's 11.
For me, it's nothing. I'm immune to fire.
And you're immune to fire, so it's for you, it's nothing.
So fuck this guy.
And then he's going to finish.
His orb is my favorite new toy.
And he just kind of appears over there.
Is he still in the air or is he on the ground?
He is still in the air.
Okay.
And that will end his turn.
Wonderful. It is Malin's turn with Adira on deck.
Gonna hit some zombies.
Murder, 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 murder.
That is not the right dice that I rolled. Don't pick up a 12-sider and think it's a 20-sider. It doesn't work for you.
I have done that a lot.
You're also blind.
That would be a reason, yes.
28 and 32.
Hitting them is not hard. I will
Okay.
need the physical damage separate from the ice damage.
Okay. Uh, 13 plus 18 is math.
13 plus 18 is 31.
Yep, so that's 31 physical,
Okay. Jesus.
7 ice.
Yeah, so you just start going to town on these things. Nope. Hang on. Does more than that. Hang on. Yeah, so you just start like frenzy, like you're not in a frenzied rage, but you're frenzying and raging, and you're slicing into these things and just body parts flying everywhere, like frozen body parts too, because the cold damage from your weapon like freezes them as they fly and they shatter when they hit the ground.
It's like a Cuisinart.
It's like a Cuisinart. You are making zombies, Julienne. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn, or are you donezo?
I don't think there's anything else I can do because I am grappled.
It's true. It's true. And you did not attempt to break the grapple. Instead, you decided to murder.
I chose violence.
Yeah, you chose violence today. That seemed like the thing to do at the time. So that will end your turn. Malin after Malin?
Adira with Leoben on deck.
Is me. Adira all of a sudden appears right here.
Okay.
And hits what's his face with
What's his face is not right there. What's his face is over.
I
Oh,
know.
okay.
I got a ranged attack. Hits what's his face with wub wubs. Okay, I got a 34, 28, and a 37 with a nat 20 on the die.
You will hit.
So what hits all 3 times?
That hits all 3 times.
Okay, cool. 18, 27, 34 plus 15, 49 points of force damage to the dick.
Okay.
And then Adira is going to use her move action to hide behind a throne.
All right. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
She's oh, well, I just see cover behind the throne.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually
I got
hiding
you now.
behind the throne, but see cover behind the throne. Although, sure, why the hell not? Let's roll my stealth, because it's gonna be funny. Adira got a 12 on her stealth. And thus concludes that.
Okay. All
After
right.
Adira is Leoben.
So I have a question. From where Mullen is, would I be able to shadow step the 60 feet up to him?
From where Malin is. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 25 feet, basically sliding into the mass of zombies. Then
Okay.
which I'm hoping, being that they're a mass of zombies all reaching down for me, that they're kind of shading the area a little bit. So
Sure.
that I can then, as a bonus action, shadow step and then attack him.
A little fast and loose, but I'll let it happen.
I don't know. I'm assuming it was lit up on the throne dais area.
Yes. No, you're correct. So no, I'm good with it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, fuckery, fuck. And I got a 16 on the first one. Was my best attack.
16 does not hit.
Am I able to get a second one off?
Yeah.
And that was even worse. So then I will fall.
Okay. You still got slow fall, so let me roll and see if I get over 30. No, you're fine.
And then technically I still have a little bit of movement left, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I should be done.
Okay. Top of the round with Katie, I believe.
Okay. I am going to move here within 5 feet of all of these guys.
Okay.
And then I am going to fire punch the one in the upper right there.
All right.
Which is plus... Where am I rolling? There it is. Uh, 14 for the first attack.
Yes. Success.
And 17 for the second attack.
Also success. I will need any elemental damage separately from any physical damage.
Okay. I don't think there's any elemental damage on the actual melee attacks, but I'll double check. Nope, Investiture of Flame does not add fire damage to the normal melee attacks.
Excellent.
So I'm just going to roll damage for all of that together. So 27 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right, yeah, you slam into the thing, and like 4 or 5 zombies just drop.
Excellent.
They are still a mass, though. So we're gonna have Mordecai take a legendary action.
That's unnecessary.
I disagree. Give me a second. He casts a spell. Okay, and then he does a thing. That is all he does.
I don't like that. Lair action?
The zombies. Sir, first and foremost, Katie, would you kindly roll some fire damage for me?
Yes. Fire damage. 7.
Okay, and all 3 of those hordes will take 7 points damage. And then... I'm going to move that just to the side so I can see there's 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah, and they take that fire damage if they end their turn within 5 feet of me. And how did they word that? Any creature that moves within 5 feet of you for the first time on a turn.
Okay, so I'm going to give 7 to that 5 that just that group that just entered your square or your area.
Excellent.
So Malin, you get 2 swarms on you now. Does a 12 hit you, Malin?
No, it does not.
But a 19 will, so you are going to take a little bit of damage, but you're already grappled, so they're not going to grapple you more. Where's their damage? There it is. So it would be 14, you will take 7. Katie, there are 3 on you, so they will attack you the thrice. 18.
All right, I feel like I've asked this a bunch, but I keep forgetting. For the wild shape armor, is it
Yes.
just the magical +2 that carries over to other forms, or is it the actual bonus from the armor?
The whole bonus from the armor carries over. The
Whole
plus,
bonus
the plus
from the armor
2 and
carries
the
over.
armor bonus.
Beautiful. Then my AC would currently be 19.
So it will miss. A nat 20 is going to hit, and then the 12 will miss.
Okay.
So the one nat 20 that did hit you is going to be 28 points of bludgeoning damage. It is non-magical.
You said 18?
18. Or no, 28, but it'd be
28.
halved, so it'd be 14. They try to grab you, they can't.
Okay.
That is the lair action.
Okay, that makes it Kira's turn. Kira is... It's 30 feet, right? Yeah. Kira's gonna move up to him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna just whack at him.
Okay, go ahead and roll, please. Just roll 1 attack for the moment.
Okay. 31.
Okay, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw against a magical effect.
That is a... I have advantage, so let's roll it again. That's better. Wisdom. 25.
Okay, so you swing your hammer, and like you hit him, and he reacts and he recoils. But with your keen eye and your experience, you realize this is an illusion. This is not him.
Fucking hate spellcasters. Kira literally says aloud. Can I try to look for it? Can I look around and see.
You can make well, how do you want to look around for him? I'm going to try this open concept thing. How do you want to look around for him? Do you want to investigate? Do you want to perceive? What do you want to do?
I mean, my passive perception is 20, so I'd like to just...
You don't see him.
Jesus, fuck. Okay, well, I've already used an attack action, which means I can't... That's just wasted. Can I roll for it and see if I can see him?
I would say you can take your your secondary attack as your
I can't
perception.
do anything else, so.
Yeah.
And I have advantage on perception checks. That's still a dirty 20, so no.
Okay. Yeah, you do not see him around.
Great. Wonderful.
Do you communicate to the others that this is not him?
Yup. Motherfucker's casting illusions. He's somewhere else. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
Before we move to the next turn, since all 5 of these zombie swarms are within 5 feet of me and ended their turn, do they take more fire damage?
So that would be taking fire damage twice in a round. The way I had you do it is I just had you roll it on their turn.
Okay.
So, and I think I'm just going to keep going with that just because it's easier for me to remember.
Okay. Did that 5th group take 7 fire damage then?
Yes, I added the 7 when they walked into here. Actually, because they'd ended their turn there too, so they would take an additional damage.
Ah. Excellent. They will take an additional 6 fire then.
Nice. All right.
Burn.
All right. So after Kira.
Is Mordecai.
Just doing a thing real quick. Come on now. Here we go. All right. Mordecai. Adira. How many hit points do you currently have?
I don't want to tell you.
I don't like that question.
99 right now.
Okay. So you see the illusory version of Mordecai, like he casts a spell, completely ignoring Kira, and like you could take your sentinel attack, but you know he's not there. Points at Adira from her vantage point behind the throne, and he says this vile word, and it just kind of echoes in your ear. You are stunned.
What does the stunned effect do? I don't know off the top. I could look it up.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Don't worry about it.
He used power word stun on you. You will get a save on your turn, but not before then. And it is the end of your turn. And then does other things. That is the end of his turn.
Malin and then Adira.
Murder some zombies. Um, 29, 25.
I'm genuinely not worried about you hurting these things. Or hitting these things. You're going to hit these things. You're going to hurt these things.
16 plus 18. So that'd be 26. 34 force damage.
Frost damage.
And
yes.
6 cold damage.
All right, the group that was grappling you is dead.
Yay.
The other group is still all up in your business, but is dead.
That's it.
All right, after Malin.
Adira followed by Leoben.
So Adira's got to make a Constitution saving throw. Wish she still had that global invulnerability, but that got canceled for Far Step. Pretty sure you can't have 2 concentration checks at once.
Nope.
So, well, that's a good dice roll at least. 17 on the die, plus, so 25. Or sorry, not 25. Excuse me. 23.
Okay. The stunned effect ends. You are able to act. That was the end of your turn, so you missed a turn.
Yeah,
but
it's next turn. Yep.
yeah, but you kind of shake it off as you reconcile the vileness to which he spoke to you-ness. Wow. All right. Anyway,
He basically
says,
gave
"Fuck
you
that
the
guy."
vapors.
he gave
Fuck
you the
that guy.
Leoben.
Leoben is going to use for the die show to use the clarity of thought, what type of oh no, that's a bonus action. Never mind. Haha. So I'm going to use one of my clarity of thoughts to be able to see invisibility.
Okay.
And to gain advantage on wisdom perception checks.
Okay.
And I'm going to search the room for the real Mordecai.
All right. What would you like to do to search the room?
Well, assuming the real Mordecai looks similar to the fake Mordecai, I guess I'm going to look for a secondary Mordecai. I guess I just kind of scan the room, try to take everything in, I guess.
My thinking, go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. That would be I'll take the 18 on the die over the 4, so that would be a 32.
Jesus Christ.
Observant.
Yeah, no shit. So you don't see, like, as you're scanning the room, and you're the practice eye of a trap finder and somebody who's looking out for danger, with the complete and utter clarity that comes along with just the peacefulness that wearing this die show gives you. You, being right there, do not see anybody in anything resembling a different version of Mordecai in any part of the room. However, you hear something coming from up here.
Bingo.
Scrabble! Sorry, I couldn't resist.
So technically that was my bonus action. You know what? Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
As a move, I'll grab a bead of force and I'll chuck it up into that corner.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
So I'll pull that up real quick just to let you know.
Please do, because I don't remember what a bead of force does. I remember it's ridiculous, but
I mean, provided it works, I may not get the guy.
Fucking Leoben just pulls a grenade out and chucks it over the balcony.
Bead. There we go. Okay, so I use an action to throw the bead. The bead explodes on impact and is destroyed. Each creature within a 10-foot radius where the bead landed must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Or take 5 die for force damage.
I'm going to give him disadvantage on his saving throw simply because he has no idea it's coming.
That's fair.
He failed either way, but
So he will take, I got a total of 16 force damage. And any creature that failed the save is also completely within the area trapped inside the sphere. So it's kind of a good news, bad news thing. Only breathable air can pass through the sphere's wall. No attack or other effect can. An enclosed creature can use its action to push against the sphere while moving the sphere up to half the creature's walking speed. However, for anyone outside the sphere, we can pick up the sphere because it only weighs 1 pound, regardless of the weight of the creatures inside.
Can one teleport out of the sphere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or into.
Or into.
As
So you
far
fit
as
him in
I
a hamster
know,
ball.
as far as I know, yes. It's just like no attack. Like you couldn't wub him necessarily or
Right.
shoot an arrow at him. I think is what their intent was. But yeah, if they have some sort of magical means of transport, like a teleportation or something,
Okay.
I think you should still you're probably still able to get out of it without any issue.
Okay. I don't know how much longer this combat is going to go, but I think at the bottom of next round we will take a quick 5-minute bio break. So we're going to go one more round, and we'll see how this goes.
But I mean, if nothing else, it forces him to expend resources that he could use fucking us up to try to get out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Oh, he could have used his last legendary. He didn't. Okay, I didn't say he did, so he didn't. All right, so a legendary action is going to happen. The foe Mordecai disappears as concentration is dropped.
Hey. I did enough damage to make him drop his concentration?
No, he's getting out of the thing, so he can't cast.
Oh, I see.
So he's casting another spell that will allow him to do what he wants to do. Okay. He does a thing. That is the end of his turn, or that is the end of the legendary action. So, top of the round is Katie. So, yes, Katie, go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. I am actually going to move 10 feet down this way.
Okay.
And then all of the zombies that are in my space need to make a strength saving throw. DC 13.
Fuck. All right. For the record, this is not going to go well for them.
I kind of hope so.
3, 8, 12.
Woo! So they all fail.
Uh-huh.
So they will take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And they are all flung up to 20 feet away from me in a random direction and knocked prone. If they hit an object or another creature, they will take additional bludgeoning damage. Oh, and if any of the zombies get knocked into the other zombies, then those other zombies have to make a dex save.
Stop adding wrinkles.
I mean, you're doing it to us, so really, it's
No, I'm not mad about it. I'm just doing the mental gymnastics in my head to make this work.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if
they all
Mordecai
die.
teleported like right next to the zombies. So, like, he disappears out of the bubble. He's like, "Oh, I'll be safe over here," and then just gets hit with a hailstorm of zombies.
Okay, so what happens? Adira moves into this mass of zombies, and as Katie moves into this mass of zombies, like I said, and zombies start just flying in all directions, slamming into the balcony, into the floor, into the fixtures, into the wall. Some of it, they don't quite go up to the ceiling, but they fly up and then they land back down. And bearing in mind that this, each of these mobs contains probably like 50 corpses. Like, there's a lot there. So they're just flying in all fucking directions. And in the main, when they hit something or hit the ground, they stop moving. We're going to go with you have effectively removed those 3 hordes from combat.
Woo!
They're not dead, but they're not going to necessarily provide you with much of a challenge.
The fire version of the washing machine.
Yep, sure is. Jesus Christ, I'm a cracker.
And then with those zombies downed, I will then move back up.
I'm just going to delete them.
I mean, that's fair. They're not really compact like that anymore.
They're really not.
They're more difficult terrain than anything else at this point.
That is an accurate statement. That's what I get for a poor roll on a strength saving throw. Jesus. All right. Does that end Katie's turn?
Yes, that will end Katie's turn.
All right. Well, I believe the lair action is next, so I will have you roll fire damage for the remaining horde.
Excellent. They will take 5 fire damage.
All right, and they are going to proceed to attempt to murder both Malin and Katie. I'm going to roll these separately because I didn't designate who was going to be who. All right, Malin, does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Katie, what the fuck number is that? 25 is going to hit you.
Yeah.
All right. Would be 14. You will both take half, so 7. Okay. That is the lair action.
Okay. Kira's next. Did he disappear from the force bubble thing?
He did, yes. He briefly appeared there and then disappeared again.
Leoben, where'd he go? I can't do jack shit against someone I can't see.
What is your passive perception again?
20.
For what it's worth, the bonuses for that vision last until the end of my turn.
Oh, I gotcha.
So you
I
can't
don't
see
know
him.
if that matters for anything.
Okay.
Probably not.
Kira, you're up off the ground.
Indeed I am.
You see him right here. He's
Okay.
attempting to hide, but he's not being very successful at it.
Okay. I will... How far away is that? That's not that far. I will move to him. And I will say, nice try, motherfucker. And I'm gonna hit him again.
Okay.
Because he seems to not like it when I hit him.
You worked that out yourself?
I did. I did indeed. Thank you. 23.
Yeah, you hit.
And a... Oh, I don't think... Wait. 8 plus 13. 21. Like, that's not as bad as I think it is.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm I'm not going to dump anything extra into it this time because I don't know what he is. But well, my sword would know what he is. Is he fiend or undead?
He's undead.
Okay. That I will get the extra dice for that. And my usual.
While they're adding things up, Adam, is that a different token? Did Mordecai change forms again, or is that just a?
Did I grab the wrong token?
4.
Oh no,
You've
that
got,
was
like his scary dead face.
That is his scary dead face.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Do you need the bludgeoning and the radiant separately?
Probably. Yes, I do.
Okay. So it is. Shit. I picked them up and I didn't see. I don't remember what they were. I'm gonna just re-roll it. That one will be bludgeoning is a whopping 11 points.
Okay.
And then radiant will be 14 plus 8 is 22 for the first. 14 plus 8, yeah. And then for the second hit, 7 plus 8, 15 bludgeoning.
Okay.
8 and 9 is 17 plus another 9. I rolled well on that. 26 radiant.
So you move up to him and you slam your hammer down, intoning "Nice try, motherfucker." And as you slam your hammer down against him, you get it right kind of in the kind of top part of his dome of his skull, and it stoves in. You see the radiant power starting to work through the vile, desiccated flesh. You pull the hammer back and you slam into him again. This time, the burying the hammer deeper into his skull. As all that is really left that is visible of his face is just the kind of the upper mandible and the lower jaw, and you see the kind of rotten gray matter inside of his skull. As the one kind of good eye kind of turns towards you, as you see the radiant energy kind of working through him, you see that eye turn to you, and you hear that laughter again in your head, as with his own voice for the first time ever in this kind of deep rasping, "You are Zaratu's stupid whore. The one thing that you need to destroy me, you fucking need." And he explodes. The remaining zombies still and drop. And we're gonna.
Adam, can you repeat in regular voice what his last words were? I apologize.
I'm sorry. I think I said it wrong. The one thing you can use to destroy me is the one thing that you need.
So we need the stole to destroy him.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break. So it is.
I do not appreciate being called Zaratu's whore. Thank you.
9:35, and we will.
Did he come up with that all by himself, or did he get his 5-year-old cousin to help with it? Because that was sincerely unimaginative.
Come back at 9:40.
Sounds
All
good.
right. He did use a naughty word, Nick.
Hello. Sorry about the slight delay. I had a little girl call and want to say goodnight real quick. So, welcome back, everybody. Oh, I'm going to adjust the...
Ow. Ouch.
So when you say he exploded,
You didn't take damage or anything. He just kind of exploded in chunks.
Gross.
Did his sachet thing or whatever go with him?
Well, we are out of combat. Are you going to take the time to kind of search around and see if
yeah,
We loot the bodies.
we loot the goo.
you loot the goo? You loot the chunky salsa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Matt said that he hopes I had my mouth closed. I was probably yelling at him right when that happened, so I probably have bits in my mouth.
It's in your mouth and everything!
It's,
Man, that's disgusting.
I have my mouth open and everything!
Man, that's like thousands-year-old Mordecai. That's not good.
Yeah.
Next time, Warda-girl.
I'm gonna vomit.
I mean, I imagine it would look something like what I'm wearing now.
Probably
Yeah.
smells the same too.
So you find on his person... Oh, and also, sorry, as you're kind of searching, the room, the kind of extravagant throne room melts away, and it's kind of returned to that cavernous room with the throne of power. However, the throne is empty.
Does anybody need healing before my super awesome spell goes away? Healing? Katie?
Adira looks at
Adira?
herself and mends and kind of notices no scratches, but notices a little like blemish of like zombie stuff when they tried to get her on her dress, and so she just kind of like mends it. Sorry, that was very flavorful. I apologize.
Katie is still a relatively healthy-looking fire tornado.
Katie's still a fire tornado.
I'm okay. It took my temp hit points, so I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Leoben's still good.
Okay, then I will just, use one of them on me. But okay, sorry. Yes, we examined things and loot bodies.
Okay. The sodden mass that had been Mordecai looks like that there had been some gear in and amongst that he'd been wearing. The only thing that looks like it didn't kind of evaporate with the burst of radiant power, not evaporate, but just get completely damaged, is this kind of slightly damp chasuble.
A what?
A stole.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what that word was.
That is way too easy. This is not it.
Hey, Adira. Before I touch it, you want to look at it?
Adira kind of whips over with the far step still going, looks at it, and uses a scroll of identify right there. Because apparently I forgot she had those. But she only had the one, so...
You use a scroll of identify to identify this legendary magic item. The name that has been given
appears to be it.
The name that has been given to this item is Mordecai's Cursed Gift.
Oh, good.
And you know what, Brian? Do you have it? Do you want to read it real quick?
Let's see. Where do I have it? Hold on a second.
So whilst he looks for it, since this was originally Brian's character, I afforded him the opportunity to actually create the magic item that it is. So this is his fault.
Legendary, requires attunement by a warlock. This long embroidered strip of scarlet cloth is covered with arcane sigils and mystic designs and is worn over the neck. When worn, the wearer can feel a slight annoyance or agitation, but can't quite identify the cause or reason. The Chasuble is considered a spell focus and gives a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DCs. The Chasuble also has 3 charges and regains a die 3 charges at dawn. The user may use a charge to add an extra 2d6 damage to a spell that the Warlock casts. The extra damage is the same type as the spell that was being cast. If the user, in this next part, do you want me to...
Yeah, no, she cast Identify, so she'd get all of the things.
All right. If the user uses all 3 charges and wishes to call upon the Chasuble further, the wearer can give in to their anger and agitation to refuel the Chasuble as a free action. Doing so recharges the Chasuble back to full, as far as the charges, and enacts the cursed portion of Mordecai's gift. The wearer is now no longer able to remove the Chasuble. A remove curse spell will allow the wearer to remove the garment as normal. The wearer's feral anger slowly builds in conjunction with the rise of the full moon, or moons, because I didn't know how many were in this world. When they're at their fullest, the wearer loses all reason and falls into a primal rage and will attack the nearest available creature with the intent to kill it. The wearer may attempt a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage to stop from killing said creature that it attacks. If the wearer kills the creature, the curse increases in potency, giving the wearer some additional benefits and hindrances each time they kill a creature while in this feral rage. After the first kill, the wearer's senses heighten and they gain advantage with wisdom perception checks that rely on smell or sound. However, the wearer also becomes impatient, easily angered, gaining disadvantage on charisma persuasion. To attempt to remove the Chasuble with a remove curse requires using a 5th level spell slot instead of the usual 3rd. After the second kill, the wearer is able to grow or retract claws as a free action. The claws are natural weapons, which you can use to make unarmed strikes. They do a die 4 plus your strength modifier slashing damage instead of your regular unarmed. When you enter Primal Rage, you must attack with your claws, foregoing all other options. To attempt to remove the Chasuble with a remove curse requires using a 7th level spell slot instead of the usual 3rd at this point. After the 3rd kill, the claws are permanent and cannot be retracted. Their damage die increases to a die 6. The wearer also begins growing fur, much like the proverbial wolfman. The wearer now has disadvantage on all charisma ability checks except intimidation, in which the wearer's bestial appearance actually gives them advantage. To attempt to remove the Chasuble with a remove curse now requires a 9th level spell slot instead of the usual 3rd in order to have it work. After the 4th kill, the wearer's speed increases by 50 feet. The wearer gains a bite attack that does a die 6 plus strength damage. The wearer may use their bonus action to make a bite attack. The wearer can no longer make wisdom saving throws to avoid killing their prey during a primal rage. The wearer is also vulnerable to damage from silvered weapons. The Chasuble can no longer be removed with a removes curse spell, requiring a wish or miracle instead. And then after the 5th kill, the wearer is fully embraced by the beast and gains all the traits of a werewolf per the rules in the monster manual. The Chasuble is absorbed into the body of the creature and no longer counts towards the maximum amount of attuned items the character can wield.
So
you
there's
guys
that.
think I'm a werewolf.
No.
So Adira finds a femur and uses it to scoop up the Chasuble and points at Kira's bag of terrible things and says, "We should put it right in there."
You also, with your Identify, and this is the part that Brian did not make up, this is just me being a dick, the Chasuble is Mordecai's phylactery.
Oh, come on.
I knew you were going to do that. I couldn't think of the word phylactery, but I knew you were going to do that.
You know me well enough at this point to figure that out, I think. But yeah, so
Oh, man.
it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
so
But
in order to fully destroy Mordecai, you will have to destroy the Chasuble of Fell Power, Mordecai's cursed gift.
And how does one go about doing that? Can I roll a knowledge arcana or some
You
shit?
can make a knowledge arcana.
Or do I know? Okay.
You can make a knowledge arcana.
19 on the die, so a total of 26.
Surprisingly, you know a fair amount about necromancy, because you apparently did a treatise in your youth about the transition between just necromantic wizard to lich. You dedicate a particular item, and it's usually a stone or a crystal or something like that, but really it can be anything. And it becomes the kind of focal point and source of where your soul is. And as long as that item exists, you will continue to return in some form or another. However, most wizards who do make this transition, particularly powerful spellcasters, not wizards, magic users, who make this transition will use massive amounts of protections to keep these things from being destroyed, often dedicating a great deal of their time, energy, and fortune into making sure that these things are all but invincible. However, per the rules of necromancy, there is one usually fairly common thing that can destroy the item. What that is always individual to the spellcaster and can be as simple as it has to be bathed in the river next to the house they grew up in.
I think we need to talk to a wolf about this. Adira explains all this to everybody as she is.
Why do we have to have this to save the world? This sounds terrible.
I don't know that we need this to save the world. I think we should destroy it. But for now, it should go in the bag of terrible things.
Well, question. For one, it's covered in goo. I don't want it in my bag. For two...
You want the terrible things to be clean when they're in there? Is that...
I mean, not covered in lich goo, yeah.
I mean, it is the bag of terrible things, so having something covered in lich goo does kind of fit the descriptor.
You know, it's gonna smell, though. I would like to not smell like lich goo.
This is
Adira rolls her eyes and casts prestidigitation on the stupid thing.
And just the lich goo just kind of...
I have a...
Kira gestures to herself. Covered in lich goo.
Adira turns to Leoben, not quite getting what Kira's going for, and says, yes, you're going to say something?
No, this is more out of character. I mean, it is the bag of terrible things, so it could already smell.
It might already smell like lich goo.
Or other terrible things.
You don't know where those things were before you got them.
Anyway.
Adira sighs.
That was not a Leoben statement. That was a Brian statement.
Never mind. Sorry.
Right.
Adira sighs and casts prestidigitation on Kira, so Kira is clean.
You're clean, but you still taste it.
Thank you. It's gonna take a while for that taste to get out of my mouth.
Yep.
When you say like he comes back, how quickly are we talking?
I don't know,
and
Game Master.
Does it change? Like, if we take this out of here, does he come back wherever it is, or does he come back here?
So these are details. So Adira, you did roll a 26. It's a very good roll. These are details that are generally left up to the specific caster. So you don't know. Unless you happen to see the spell being cast, which you did not, that made the transition, you don't know. It's all details that kind of left up to the caster that's becoming a lich.
Idea. For now. Give me 1 hour. If that's okay. Basically, Adira's plan, if like, just in case, because Mordecai was trapped down here for a reason, and so if we bring this up, it's not going to be a good thing if he like shows up in the world again. So Adira is going to make this as safe as possible. Adira is going to attune to the item that they got in whatever Morgana's thing. That was the control for the annihilation door that they collected.
The talisman of the sphere.
Okay.
Yeah, and put the phylactery in the thing of annihilation for safekeeping here in the bottom of the world, away from the thing.
The Sphere of Annihilation, one you don't currently have.
Oh, well, I'd have to go get it then.
It's in Rowanthane Tower.
Never mind. I thought I could conjure it with.
And two, that wouldn't be safekeeping. That would be potentially destroying it.
Well, that would be okay with me, but you know, never mind. It's not going to work because we don't have the sphere. I forgot about that little detail. I thought I could create the sphere and then do it, but
Kira starts calling for Wolf. I don't know that it'll work or he'll show up, but we really need to talk to you. Pretty please?
Well, since you said pretty please.
Thank you.
And you are standing in a forest.
Wonderful.
He's not there, but you're standing in a forest.
That's fine.
is it all of us or just Kira?
Everybody.
Okay.
Excellent. The stole, the whatever, chasuble thing. He exploded in my mouth, first of all.
He was always kind of a dick like that.
And Leoben just bites his don't say a word. He doesn't. He's just.
He exploded in my mouth, first of all. Yeah, out of context.
That goes completely over Kira's head. Yeah, no.
That dick.
She does not have, she's not that kind of mind.
But yeah, so when he said he's kind of a dick like that, that had some entendre to it.
We need this thing gone.
Or information about it. Like, how quickly does he come back? Do you know?
So stepping from behind one of the trees, you see Wolf. The tall, lean, whipcord muscle. Hair, which is usually kept cropped, seems to be a little bit longer. Kind of yellow eyes with the animalistic pupils. Sleeveless breastplate steps into view. And he just kind of looks at the chasuble. And I don't have the first clue. I don't know anything about liches. They don't pass through here much.
Yeah, but you knew Mordecai.
I mean, I knew Mordecai, but I also know that boil on my ass. It's not like we were buddies.
But you'd have more of a chance of helping us figure out how to destroy this thing and destroy him.
You see him kind of quirk a brow. I'm surprised that you want to destroy it, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, the concern is, there are many concerns, but the concern is if we take it out of the bottom of the world, that he'll reappear wherever it is.
That's
And we don't.
Sorry, go ahead.
We don't want a Mordecai on top of all the other problems that we have.
Don't.
That's a strong problem, then. Sorry. I don't know where my brain went. That's a big problem, then. Look, Mordecai was a dick, and he kind of reveled in pain and anguish, but he wasn't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is his blessing, and he literally, like, that's how he does it. Blessing, and then he does the air quotes. Chances are this was his whole plan the entire time.
Awesome.
To have it taken out of the bottom of the world?
Yeah, because here's the thing. In order to do whatever the fuck it is you're planning on doing, you're probably going to need it.
I guess that brings us to the second half of the conversation.
Adira's gonna flash her doe eyes, put her hands behind her back, and make a very innocent smile, and ask, to do what we need to do, we may need to borrow your bracers. We would give them back when all is said and done. May we please have them?
Temporarily?
Temporarily.
Make a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
You did want more pieces on the board to make it more interesting.
If the fire tornado whirls pleadingly as an aid action, can that cancel out the disadvantage?
All right, roll just a straight persuasion. Between the group, roll just a straight persuasion roll.
Well, I don't know that I want to, because I rolled a 16 and a 17 on the die, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. So,
What'd
and
you
they're
get?
both good. They're both good rolls. So with disadvantage, I got a 26.
Dang.
Damn.
Are you all hungry?
I mean, I'll do just about anything to get the lich goo taste out of my mouth.
I could eat.
And he just
Yeah.
kind of turns on his heel and he starts walking.
Adira will follow, still kind of gingerly holding the whatever chasuble out with a femur from a zombie.
I will stay with Adira.
Yeah.
Fire tornado will float afterwards.
And for what it's worth, in the description, it isn't cursed to start. Like it's not gonna bite you right now.
It's only gonna it's only gonna tax take its toll if you try to push it beyond its capabilities.
Oh,
Throwing that out there.
Adira's aware. Adira's just. She still has the idea of the goo on it.
That's fair.
It's
That's
the
fair.
memory of the goo at this. The memory of the
Yes.
lich goo.
Yes. What were you gonna say, Reich?
Well, I was going to say that Adira is not aware yet. That's not until the curse activates a lot.
That was terrible.
Oh, that took me a minute.
Oh, that was a slow burn.
It was.
Oh, that
It
took a
was.
second.
I did, yeah. Bravo, good sir.
Oh wow! All right, that was a journey. That
There was a
wow.
whole moment of like, I think I'm missing it.
That was a narrative,
It
definitely.
was like,
Yeah.
and I imagine you could almost see it like going across my face.
I usually roll my eyes at your puns, but I can't even be mad at that one.
I
That
know,
one
right?
was-
That one was a worthy pun.
Yes, that was great.
So you all walk. And he walks in relative silence. And when I say silence, I don't just mean it's not that he just doesn't speak. And those of you with like very high like passive perceptions, he does not make a move or make a sound when he moves. At all. But eventually, and there's no path to speak of. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to where he's going. He's just kind of wending his way through these trees, and of course you're in this this woods, and it's vaguely misty. So seeing out beyond about 20 feet is near impossible. The air is one of those. It's kind of that heavy cloying, like it's very moist and damp and humid. It has kind of a musty smell to it. You can almost like when you're breathing, and it's almost like breathing through wet cloth. Overall, it doesn't feel like a very pleasant place to be. And temperature-wise, it's like mid-50s, so it's a little chilly on top of everything. But you have Endure Elements cast, so you're fine. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. He seems to be just kind of wending his way through various trees and whatnot. And you find yourselves eventually. You find yourselves as he walks through one set of trees. As you step through, the mist clears. Not like disappears, but literally like almost seems to evaporate in before your eyes. And you're in a small clearing, maybe 30 feet across, and there is what appears to be a small cabin, little one-room affair. If it weren't clearly where Wolf was going and you didn't know Wolf, the word you would almost use is quaint. But it's very much like a ranger's cabin. Like Katie and Leoben in particular, given your backgrounds and how you grew up, this is the kinds of things that your dad used to take you to when he would take you, out into the woods with him. There was a number of like woodsmen's cabins and whatnot, kind of dotting the various forests around around Saul's Rest. And this is, it's very similar. You see like a tanning rack on one side of the building. You see several like what appears to be recently maybe trapped small animalia of the like rabbit sort. Although as you kind of look at it, you realize one of the dangling carcasses, it has it's got its fur on it still, and it has the ears and kind of shape of a bunny, but it has what looks like the scaled down version of horns, like deer horns.
It's a jackalope.
Totally a jackalope. And you see there is a fire kind of like there's smoke coming out of a hole in the roof. And you see him walk up and you see him like take off his belt with the two weird shaped bladed sticks that he uses. And he just kind of leans it against one wall, and he just kind of gestures to a little area, a little removed from the cabin that appears to be like a fire pit of sorts. And he kind of looks over at Leoben, who's not currently a fire tornado, and he says, "Firewood's on the side of the house. Why don't you get something going?" And he disappears inside the cabin.
Guess I'll go grab some firewood.
Tira, can I please put this in the bag of terrible things? Because it is quite terrible.
Is there a separate pocket for it, DM?
You've never added anything. You actually don't know much about the nature of the haversack of terrible things.
Put it in the haversack.
Okay. You kind of open the main pouch and you put it into the haversack, and as you do, from one side that you can see, another pocket just kind of forms.
Oh, good. Yes, I was hoping that would happen.
Because
Thank you.
wrong character. Mactus knew what the fuck he was doing. Maractus is Nick's character from the Sandpoint game. Otherwise lovingly known as Mr. Cactus. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Here's a fair question.
Yeah.
Can we eat the stuff that's here? Or is this gonna like kill us or trap us in some weird land?
I mean, I did not prepare that spell.
Because we got a couple problems here. If we sit down and eat and drink with him, I can tell you from tribal crap that my mom did, then that once you eat and drink with somebody, you can't kill them. At least not right away. So that's good. But I also know from all the stories they told around the campfire that you shouldn't eat things that in places you don't know, because you get stuck. So, what are we gonna do?
I personally have no intention of killing Wolf.
I don't think we could.
No,
even
but
if
I
we
don't
tried.
want him to try to kill us.
Well, aren't there like rules of hospitality and shit?
That's what I'm saying. If
So
we
he
eat and
can't
drink
kill
with
us.
if we eat and drink with him. However, theoretically. However, if we eat and drink this crazy crap, we might get stuck here. You see the dilemma that I'm proposing? What
we
do we
don't
do?
really fully know where here is.
Yeah, that's true.
Therefore, I don't want to get stuck.
I also think that Wolf has a vested interest in the continued existence of everything.
Well, if he's
So-
been around as long as
Well,
Mordecai,
how is
maybe not.
killing us? And he can kill us and still be happy with having everything.
Honestly, he could probably kill us with his eyes closed on a normal day, so I don't think he needs to. He doesn't seem like the subtle type.
I'm just saying.
As a voice from right behind Kira goes, "You'd be surprised." As he kind of steps around you, as he's got a couple of animal like carcasses that he starts preparing.
I just think that if you were gonna kill us, you'd be upfront about it.
You're
But
correct. I have enough
Are you-
respect for you. To
I
do
think
that.
it'd be
are you
already
gonna kill
done.
us?
Not today.
Are you gonna trap us here?
Oh, good.
I don't like any of you well enough to keep you here.
Excellent. Insight check.
Thank you. Go ahead and roll it.
Like, wait, I'm forgetting something.
Adira will assist in the insight check by leaning over and whispering into
Yeah,
Kira's ear.
this
I
would be
don't know.
if you want to make an insight check, you can, but these are individual rolls.
23.
I'm waiting for Adira.
Damn it. 25. I guess.
I can
got
just
an
see
18,
Adira's
so,
help.
Yeah.
I don't trust her.
Kira, like, I can see, like, the wheels turning in Kira's head. Like, there's a pause. Wait a second. We got fucked over by an angel.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, he's not an angel, so
Exactly. Even more reason to fuck us over.
He seems to be telling the truth. He doesn't like any of you well enough to keep you around.
Was he telling the truth when he said he didn't plan to kill us today?
I mean, he definitely was telling the truth when he wasn't planning on killing you today.
Are you giving anything to us that is going to act like a slow-acting death?
Do you ask him that?
Yes.
He kind of looks up. He's like, poison's for pussies.
Wow. I like
I mean,
you.
you're not wrong. Okay. Sorry, we got screwed over by an angel,
He shrugs.
like, yesterday.
I understand. Angels are dicks.
Angels are dicks. It's
Yeah,
true. See,
that
the
one was
man is
psycho.
speaking. He is speaking the truth here.
Hold.
Angels are dicks. Poisons are
Wolf.
for pussies.
In your estimation, who isn't a dick?
No one.
Literally nobody.
Well, there you go.
See? See? You and me, dude. You and me.
I mean, he offers up a fist bump. Like, he's here for it. I mean, you've just fist bumped a serial killer, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You keep
Hey.
getting back to this serial killer thing, you know?
You know, nobody's perfect.
Look, just because he's a serial killer doesn't mean he's not also potentially a decent person.
I'm gonna point
Just
out the
because he's
number
a
of
serial
people
killer
that
doesn't
we've
mean
killed.
he's always wrong.
yeah, technically we're all serial
Technically, we're all
killers
serial killers with the number of people that we've killed.
in the most generic form and sense of the term.
I'm
It's
just
true.
saying that just because he's a serial killer doesn't mean he's always wrong.
Correct.
The bigger
And
question
nobody-
is
And
he
nobody's
a
perfect.
sociopath?
In the same gaming session, we have delegitimize the Geneva Conventions and legitimize serial killers. What the fuck, guys? And gals, and people.
And
like,
everything
what the
else.
hell?
Yeah, no, that's actually fairly par for the course for one of my games.
You're welcome.
You didn't know you needed us, but you do.
But you sure
for the-
do.
the record, if
Not
ever
the hero
in the
you
future,
want, but the monster you need.
if ever in the future I run for political office and this comes up again, I do not believe any of this.
Okay,
Thank you
if we're
very
going to go
much.
to little disclaimer, we obviously do not endorse the actions of serial killers in any way, shape, or form. This was an old character who was a sociopath that what happened to also be a serial killer, and it works for the story. However, he's also one of my favorite characters because he was a lot of fun to play. Anyway, he starts preparing a meal. And he seems to be pretty content about just going about his work. And, like, he's clearly making enough food for obviously more than him.
I'll, like, offer to help. I would not be comfortable just sitting there watching him.
He kind of has you do this and that. And, like, he has you go grab, like, a cauldron from the side of the house. And there apparently is a well behind the cabin, which you go and look, and sure enough, there's a little, like, it's not like a fancy, like, there's a ring around it and everything. It's like there's a wood structure and kind of a rope thing, but that's about it.
So for the firewood, like, as I get it to the fireplace, I'm gonna, like, point it near Katie to light it on fire, then chuck it in the fireplace, and then, like...
That's fair. Leoben, remind me, you have observance. What is your passive investigation and perception?
Perception's a 29. Investigation is 26.
Okay. As you're gathering the wood, it's been split and everything. Like it's ready to go. It's you know the little 2 foot, 1 foot chunks of firewood. You're kind of gathering some in your arms, and you happen to like look down and you look at it, and like in the kind of split swirl pattern of the wood, you for a half second, like out of the corner of your eye or your periphery, you think you see like a face. And you look down and you kind of study it for a minute. And it kind of swirls even in front of your vision, and for a split second you do see a humanoid face kind of passing through, almost like with its mouth open, just screaming. You can't hear anything, but it looks like it's screaming, and then it disappears again.
I put that piece of wood back. And then I stop, I pick it up, put it to like the far side of the wood pile. And then maybe put like another piece of wood on top of it.
Even as you're doing that, like you see the same phenomenon kind of happen with one of the other pieces of wood in your hand.
Then I just kind of like slump a little bit, sort of like, oh. And I'll grab the firewood, and as I come in, I'll be like, so how many dryads did you kill to get this firewood, or is that one a treant? Then like, but I'll keep like lighting them off of Katie and then throwing them in the fireplace.
He doesn't look up as you're talking. He's like, dryads don't come through here, neither do treants.
Does the wood have a sort of sulfurous smell, like demon tree bullshit?
No, I mean it smells like clean dry wood.
Is there's a reason why there's tortured souls in the wood then?
He kind of looks up and like he makes significant long eye contact with you before he responds. What the fuck do you think happens to unclaimed souls? And he gestures to the trees.
Ew!
Eventually they turn into a firewood.
May I ask, where are we?
He kind of sighs. I don't know what you people call it these days. This is the passage. This is the passage between life and death.
I'm definitely not eating anything here. I'm not getting stuck.
So, when you say unclaimed souls, these are dead people
Mm-hmm.
that... What do you mean unclaimed?
Well, if they pissed off the 3
Mm-hmm.
or the progenitor dragons, they don't have anywhere to go. And I can't have those fuckers wandering around here that get in the way.
Oh, so you turn them into trees?
Better than the alternative.
What is the alternative? Adir is very, very curious.
Screaming oblivion.
All right. Well, so we got Screaming Oblivion or Creepy Ass Trees. Excellent.
I mean,
Sounds like a
Fair
fun
enough.
place.
Light another log.
Well then.
what happens when you burn them?
As long as we're
Do
clear.
they just cease to be, or like do they come back as another tree?
He just...
Can I make like a religion roll or something?
I'd say you can make it a religion or arcana roll, yeah.
Because Kira would be concerned.
Just
Oh,
curious,
that's
how many
not bad.
logs have I thrown in the fire? Because I'm totally marking that off as enemies that I have
They weren't trying to kill you!
They do not. We are not in combat.
They still count as kills. They still count as kills.
They do not.
22
not.
for
That
my
is
religion
They
check.
were already
cheating.
dead!
6,
They're
Brian.
already dead.
Already dead.
cheating.
6.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. You're not sure exactly, Kira, but
Thinking like nature of souls and like would something
yeah,
like
no,
this
you're not
destroy
sure,
them?
but new souls have to come from somewhere.
Okay.
It's recycling. I feel better
Okay,
about
so
that.
this is actually probably a good thing.
And it occurs to you that, and like, you're pretty insightful. It occurs to you that Wolf probably actually does know, and he's just being an ass.
He's just being an ass. Okay. Okay.
Now, out of character, remember, both Wolf and Mordecai were fighting over asshole, like,
Yep.
number one
Yep.
asshole.
Yeah.
Also, Leoben, if these are being rebirthed, you really should take 6 off of your
This
I mean,
is true. You just sent them back into the world,
David is not wrong. I'm not going to make you take 6 off because you didn't count the 6 kills, but I'm just saying. Anyway.
I hate you all.
The look on your face is fucking priceless. So yes, for our world allegory, this is fundamentally purgatory. The trees are souls, and the ones that he is burning are apparently the ones he refers to them as old growth. They're the ones that have served their time.
Okay.
And I just made a whole bunch of cosmology up off the top of my head. Yay!
Love it.
Digging it.
It's world building, baby. So, fire gets going. He starts cooking. He,
All
has
for creepy trees.
has whoever wants to help, just kind of various and sundry little things. The meal he prepares is, well, we've made some comments now. Do you partake?
Kira does.
Leoben will.
Adir will. Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I mean, if everybody else is.
I'll pick at it. Y'all suckers. Persephone only had to stay in the underworld for half time because she only ate 6 pomegranate seeds. So I won't only have to stay in purgatory for a shorter period than y'all because I'm just taking a couple of bites.
Is that how
Well,
that works?
He did say we are sort of nearing the close, and this is a great spot for TPK. So
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so next week we're starting a brand new campaign. No.
No.
So he feeds you all. It's very simple. He has, I mean, apparently you're not sure where he's getting seasoning from, and maybe it's better that you don't ask. But it's lightly seasoned, but it's enough to make it taste like, it's enough to make it taste fairly good. Congratulations, you have now all eaten jackalope. And the food is good. It's fairly simple. He just offers, like, for drink, he just offers water from the well, which is surprising. Like, it's very cold, and it's very refreshing. Any, not that it matters at this point, because I don't think any of you do, but any negative status effects that were on your sheet are gone. Basically, and here's the thing: any positive status effects that you have would also be gone as well. It basically just puts you back to zero. It puts you back to status quo. And it doesn't prohibit you from adding more one way or the other, but and it's very refreshing to the point where if you had any physical or ability damage, it is also healed. So, that said, and it's weird because, like, it doesn't, it's always like this perpetual twilight. But at some point, you just get the impression that it is now, at least in Wolf's headcanon, it is now nighttime. The light doesn't change. You just know. And you see him actually pull out a little pipe, and he packs it, lights it, starts smoking it. All right. Ask your fucking questions. How about Mordecai?
Those are dear questions.
Okay, so I'm asking this out of character. I'm going to roll a sense motive because I want to figure out if he's being intentionally evasive about the bracer question that, like, initially led us to here.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
24.
He is deliberately being evasive, although you get the impression that he's going to get to it eventually.
Okay, cool. Adir will then ask, like, what sort of things were significant to Mordecai when he was alive, not undead?
Again, we weren't exactly friends, but he was a werewolf. If that makes you feel any better.
Well, I gathered that from well, I figured out what the stole did, but, okay. Where was he from?
He says the name of a city that you've never heard of. Bearing in mind, this is like 10,000 years ago. Look.
Was he tied to one specific place, or did he seem to travel around a lot?
We all traveled around. That's part of the reason why we got the gig that we did. All right, look, I will tell you what I know, and you can extrapolate from it however you see fit. So he's going to tell the story. I'm not going to keep using the wolf voice because it will destroy my voice. The whole adventure started with Kazuma. Kazuma was tasked by a god who sounds a lot to your ears to be similar to Zaratsu, if not Zaratsu himself, to gather 7 heroes and to begin this long quest in search of this old, ancient, powerful artifact that seemed to crop up every, eon or so. Kazuma was close with an elven woman named Morgana. Saral just kind of popped into existence one day.
You do that a lot.
Kobar, they found in an inn. Traveling somewhat not necessarily with, but kind of adjacent to Mordecai. And they found Wolf after he had slaughtered an entire town. And despite Kazuma's particular sensibilities, he knew that he could not destroy Wolf, for he would be needed. As the war of the gods raged on the outer planes and began to spill over into the prime material plane, causing havoc, causing death, these 6 were eventually joined by Justinian, who did not... Justinian's presence seemed to almost codify a unspoken alliance between Wolf and Mordecai, who initially were at each other's throats. But the presence of such a holy person seemed to irritate them both equally. And so they more or less joined forces to make his life miserable. And Brian is having flashbacks.
Yeah, we were really assholes in that game.
Such a dicks. We were
such assholes.
And I feel bad for Steve because he was Justinian. Anyway, they searched, they completed the various tasks that needed doing in order to seek out, in order to find the throne of power. They quelled a rebellion so that they could curry the favor of the monarch of a land to gain access to the ancient, forbidden, and restricted libraries, so they could learn what they needed to learn the location, the last known location of the Throne of Power. They traveled to the far-flung edges of the world to seek out the peoples that had created it, at least their remains, their ruins. They fought an entire city, ruined city of undead and monsters to discover the location, the last known location of the throne. They tracked the throne from that location ultimately to the bottom of the world. And in the end, the only 2 left standing, left alive, well, not necessarily left alive, but left standing in the room with the throne, were Wolf and Mordecai. In the view of Justinian, in the view of Kazuma, honestly, in the view of any rational, reasonable, good, aligned person in the realm, the worst two possible choices to be standing in a room with a god-killing machine. And Wolf relates the last moments as they were pressed on all sides by the forces of both good and evil, chaos and law. He recognized, at least this is from Wolf's point of view, that Mordecai, for all his ferocity, for all his eldritch power, could not stem the tide long enough for Wolf to sit in the chair and make use of it. Wolf, who was always more of a fighter, told him to go do the right thing. And he recounts Mordecai moving to the chair as he battled the various forces of the opposing alignments and planes. He sat down in the throne, and Wolf stops in that moment. I don't recall exactly what happened. But in the following moments of consciousness, I was here. Not alive. Not dead. Just here. My punishment for all the horrible things I did was not eclipsed by the one good thing I attempted to do. And the same can be said of Mordecai. The difference is that I didn't spend the last 10,000 years alone. Not that I would have minded too much. But Mordecai was always a little shaky in the sanity department.
Does the throne still work with its function?
He kind of looks over at Leoben and, do you want to test it and find out?
No.
Neither do I.
I'm not asking in the sense of I want to use it.
Well, his response literally, neither do I. So I don't know.
But a Kodoban might.
The throne has existed as long as time, so far as I know. It's a vestige from an ancient past that goes well beyond any recorded history. Now, when Mordecai destroyed the warring gods, leaving the Prime Triad. It would and did take a significant amount of power. And that kind of power doesn't come easily or free. And it doesn't come from nothing. It might have used up every little bit of it. But I'm not going to sit in the fucking thing to test it.
So we have the need for the 7 wondrous items.
You want the bracers, I know.
Well, it's not so much as want, as far as what I would like. You could keep them. But for what needs to be done, it does appear that we will need them. If not now, eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And we would ask that when the time comes, that you aid us by loaning them to us.
Real honest, I think the time has come.
Are you going to protect the throne from Akodaban when he comes?
Yes.
Yes.
That is my sole purpose.
Waiting for everybody? Is
Sorry,
that what you're waiting for? Are you waiting for everyone to say yes? Is that what you're waiting for?
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
He's kind of says he smiles a little bit, which is honestly a little bit more disconcerting.
Fair. I mean,
The
the world sounds real shitty with that guy, so...
You're not wrong.
Well, shittier than it is. So, yeah, I'm in.
And he looks over at no longer Fire Tornado Katie.
I mean, if everybody else is.
That's just it. Nothing is free.
Now we get down to it. What do you want?
I don't want anything.
Well, you just said nothing is free, so what's the price?
What's the catch?
I am not alone here, as I said. There is a creature, an ancient creature that lives here. I have the bracers and I can give them to you. But if you take the bracers back to the prime material plane with you, it will follow. It will hunt. And it will try to retrieve them again.
What is it?
He says a word, and those of you that are it's very ancient language, but those of you who are, have sufficient intelligence and kind of have the thing, recognize it as basically, he says ancient, something along the lines of winter great wolf.
Well, that's ironic.
This may be a stupid question, but when you say it's gonna hunt us, is this like a... Can it die?
No.
Can it be sent back here?
If it manifests on the prime material plane, if you were to destroy its body it would be sent back here, but it would reform and come after you again and again and again.
Cool.
Are there rules to it? Does it take time to reform its body?
Yes, but time means nothing here.
Yes, but time there. So
It could be a minute, it could be a year.
okay. Uh-huh.
Why is it trying to destroy the bracers?
Oh, it's not. It just has been informed that the bracers belong here with me.
And it can't be informed differently?
It is an entity that is outside of the purview of the gods.
Whose purview is it under? Yours?
That was more of a shrug than a it's mine.
Okay.
Can it be restrained in any way?
No.
Trapped?
Well, I'm sure. I never fought it. It can be challenged, though.
What does challenging it entail?
You would challenge it, and if you were to earn its respect, it would grant you a boon. The boon you could ask could potentially be removing the bracers from this realm.
So what you're telling me is we have to beat it into submission and hope that it's going to grant us a favor if we beat it sufficiently well.
Yeah, that's about the long and short of it.
Okay.
Or we can chance it and have it hunt us and, probably eat our faces off.
And countless other people.
Or simply just appear at a very inopportune time, like when you're fighting on Kodaban.
Because that's what would happen.
I mean, probably. That seems to be our luck.
Mordecai's Law.
Canon!
Canon.
Yep. Well, it seems that we have to earn this entity's respect.
And that's something we do here, not like we're gonna take a hike and then when it shows up, we try to beat it into submission. This is a permission, not forgiveness.
This is a permission, not forgiveness, I would say.
That is an accurate assessment of the situation. In order to truly impress it, you will have to beat it in its own territory, and it will have all the advantages.
Of course it will. Why wouldn't
it?
I bet the fucking thing flies. Doesn't it fly?
I've never seen it fly.
Well, that's one good thing, because I'm getting real tired of shit that flies.
Does it have any sort of, strengths or weaknesses or defenses that you know of?
Yes.
Would you like to share with will you please share with the class?
No.
Cute.
I'm going to guess it's part of the whole earning respect thing. It would know if you told, therefore we wouldn't get its respect. Something like that. There's always a catch.
It is a winter wolf.
Okay.
That has no meaning to me.
Well, probably cold then.
You can
cold resistant.
You can make Arcana check if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Instead of metagaming it. All right, yes, I will. Yeah. That will probably mean something to Adira. She got a 22. But there you go.
Winter wolves are, they exist in the prime material plane. They are kind of monstrous wolves that live in the far cold regions. There's a fair number of them around kind of north of Winterhold. They're not a huge threat generally. They are. They're terrifying. They're to a common person, but with the knowledge experience that you guys have accrued at this point, they're not really that scary. This sounds like it's probably like the big granddaddy version. But yeah, they're resistant cold. They're smart. They do have a cold breath weapon.
They're also like a dire wolf size, right?
Yeah, they're large size typically.
So
I'm gonna guess this one's bigger.
Horse.
Probably.
I'm gonna guess this one's bigger.
Probably. Probably.
Don't hit it with cold things. Got it.
Well, crap, that leaves me out.
I still have my flaming falchion if you want to swapsies, because I don't use it.
That might be a good idea, because if I've got cold damage, that's not going to do me any good.
Okay. So you can
I
for the
hand
time
over my falchion, yeah.
you can attune to it. For the time being, go ahead and just use it does the same amount of fire damage as it does frost damage.
Okay, so we don't have to switch it on the sheets.
Yeah, we don't have to switch another sheet. We could do that kind of between games, if need be.
Okay. Don't suppose the super awesome magical water gave us spell slots back, did it?
It did not. No.
Can
We
we
rest?
rest here to prepare?
If you'd like.
Are we going to suffer any ill effects from resting here?
I mean, the ground's kind of hard if that's not your thing.
That's. I was talking more, long-lasting bad things. But
Are you going to murder us if we snore?
Only you, Malin. Only you.
Probably best not to snore then, isn't it?
I mean, it's a fair question.
No, I will not murder you if you snore.
Please, I've known people that have killed for less.
Oh, I have absolutely killed for less. But you're my
See?
guests.
I was right on the hospitality thing.
Yes, you were.
maybe.
Can I ask you something a little more personal?
As long as you understand that I reserve the right to tell you to fuck yourself.
Yeah, I figured that's a given. Where do you land on the whole scale of this Akodaban thing?
And the pause you see, like, this is in character. Like, he seems to kind of be deciding whether or not he's... You're not sure if he's deciding whether or not he's going to answer or if he's going to... You don't know, but... When the end happened... Cat... I swear to God.
That's right. Cats take over.
It's just fucking cat.
Just how it happens.
When the end occurred. And the two assholes left standing were the biggest two assholes. The Triad could have just gotten rid of us. It probably would have been smarter. Hell, I think Caruth was all for it. But they didn't. For good or for ill, they didn't. Mordecai, intense, long years of being alone, he already hated the gods for turning him into what he was. All of that turned inward, and he completely lost his... I mean, he flipped his shit. But I had a long time to think. Living in a place where I'm most comfortable. I don't have any love for Zaratsu. I don't have any love for Ludatara. I don't have any love for Caruth. But compared to Akodaban, I'll take those assholes any day of the week.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll your insight check. telling the truth.
I mean, considering the condition on which he was even willing to entertain giving us the bracers was defending the fucking throne from a Kadoban, I think he's on the up and up.
He stands. Sleep. You're gonna need it. He kind of, and you see him kind of, his demeanor changes just slightly. You have my word, and I swear it on my name, that you will sleep and be undisturbed until you are rested.
Do we understand
You get the
the
impression
seriousness
that,
of that?
yes, you get
Okay.
the impression that this is basically him promising that you'll sleep safely until morning.
Okay.
Well, morning.
Fair.
Thank you.
He shrugs and goes into the cabin.
Okay.
All right. So it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to call it there. So two things. You will get a long rest. You will level.
Yes! Okay. Much excite.
So I'm going to end the stream. So thank you everybody for joining us this evening. I hope you had as much fun as I did. That fight at the beginning was brutal but amazing. God, I love Mordecai as a bad guy.
He's a dick.
He's a dick.
I'll be honest. I forgot some of the different sessions and stuff too, for the history. But when you started saying things and talking about like how they fucked with Justina, it's like, oh right, I remember that now.
We did some naughty shit.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty great.
I mean, they were not good characters at all. They were not.
I think Mordecai started out as neutral evil, and like Wolf was chaotic evil. Like that was the whole shtick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back in, I believe, 2 weeks with the next chapter of this game. And we'll be back tomorrow on this channel to play the Barazai Argina Chronicles, which Brian is running. And that starts at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you can join us, that would be fantastic, because it's always fun to have people in chat. So thank you, everybody, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Everybody.
Bye.
Night.
We love you.